Howdy. Ahoy! Fritz, welcome to your FN Hangout. Captain RG3, Pin Nipples, and DC. Are you really eating your freaking dinner right now?
It's not dinner. It's, I won't show the rest of the label on the
freaking
show.
Pro, all the way pro. I got the half background over here.
Damn.
I had to in mid launch of the stream there. I had to switch off. I was in these stupid ear pod things, and they weren't working at all. So I plugged in, and then it shut my whole stream down when I plugged in my audio. I am on the laptop today. Hey, welcome, Hexicans, all of you out there in the chat rooms. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight is your FN Hangout. Tonight is the night you get to get in here and do your thing. So all you haters that sit in the chat rooms and talk shit, come on in. It's right here. Here's the link. Come join us. Come hang. We all ready for you.
The water's fine.
We got a plank for you to walk.
That's right.
Come on in. And so there's your link for you guys. And let me throw it in the Dlives for one last time. We'll talk about that later. Nice. Oh, look at DC is green screened finally. Oh my gosh. I thought. Oh,
he's so fancy.
Yeah,
I'm so fancy.
Look at that. We are green screened. He's zooming in and out. Look at that. Wow.
Doge.
Impressive.
Oh, I love it.
Knipples is still in his backroom office there.
In my mother's basement.
In his mother's basement. So what is happening, fellas? We got some cutthroats in here ready for the Friday night hangout. Everybody else, hey, you're welcome. The link, I threw it in the chats, in the Dlive chat and in the YouTube chat. We'll have some news for you at the end of the evening here too. Oh, Hex Monkey's here too. We got Papa Boner, Funny Jim. Let's just bring everybody up and wait a second. Let's recap the week real quick. I just want to recap the week just real quick.
Good call, Cap.
So how's your morning show going? I dropped in on you like one time, and things. It looks like you got all of the Discourse Syndicate sleepers on there. So you got all the Australians and the Europeans, and everybody's hanging out with you. And it's like a Benetton show.
Yeah, man, it's been a blast. A whole new round of Hexicans coming in to talk with us on the stream that we don't get the opportunity very often, just simply due to the time zone difference. And so they're very, very patient and much more quiet culture than we are as loud Americans yelling and screaming over the top of each other. But
capitals down.
Yeah. So it's really good, man. We've had a lot more engagement than I really expected for a show that we gave so little announcement to. So we're getting between all the platforms. What's that?
They've been waiting for a long time. They've been waiting. And so they've got something now and good. I'm glad that it's going well and they're excited. DC's with us regular now. He's back and out of the climbed out of the gutters of the crypto world and come to hang out with us a little bit. After we disinfected him and cleaned him up a little bit, sprayed him down.
Some delousing powder. Yep.
Deloused him. And now he's allowed back in general pop again after being in solitary there with the rest of the crypto scumbags. So everybody, just to let all you know, this is your Discourse Syndicate crew here. These are my two Buccaneers. I'm your captain. And the channel is expanding. So we're going to start bringing you more content. A website is coming close, and a whole line of swag and whatnot is coming for the Hexicans and for Discourse Syndicate followers. So we're going to be launching a whole bunch of stuff, and we're going to do some special stuff on the website for you guys. some teaching opportunities, and so yeah, Discourse Syndicate is growing. We're gonna get bigger and better, and we were gonna slow the thing down, but my two Buccaneers here decided that no, we need to ramp things up. Everybody else was in support of that too. We got a lot of people like Kool-Aid and everyone was telling us it's time to ramp up, not ramp down. And so that's what we're doing. We're ramping up, and I'm glad I got more help in you guys, and we'll make this thing this ship sail and bring more to the Hexicans. Bring more as we pump into oblivion.
You're gonna have to trade that pirate ship in for a rocket ship.
I'm saying Syndicate now is on juice. We're juicing now.
We're juicing.
We're juiced.
Yep.
We're juiced.
We are on gear. We're straight up Discourse Syndicate's on gear, baby. So we're ready to roll.
Deca in these veins.
In the veins.
We just skip the good stuff and went straight to the horse stuff.
I know.
Juicing like horses.
With straw and everything.
All right, guys. Let's bring up the Cutthroats. They're all sitting back there waiting. So let's bring them in here. Wow, look at we got a freaking lineup tonight, man.
Yeah, we do.
We got Gary. What's happening, Gary?
What's up, Gary?
Let's bring him in order of OG-ness. Motley the Investor.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow, Motley.
What is happening, bud? And then of course, Hex Monkey. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
And then we've got our man Joe Exotic and Papa Boner. Welcome.
Hey, can you guys keep it down? I have a hex hangover today.
You'll be okay.
I was staking late and I fell asleep on the couch. It was a terrible thing.
And you're not rebranded anymore. What happened?
What's that? Oh, rebrand.
Oh no, I'm rebranded because
He was
the way. Yeah, I'm even so rebranded that I've gone back. But you can call me rebranded.
Wow, man.
Is that like two negatives makes a positive? Is that how that works? All right.
So two lefts can make a right. Cool.
Two rights make a dong.
Well, we got a heavy lineup here.
Well, no, I just lost Liberty. That first freaking rotten joke that came out. We lost Liberty.
And he's gone.
Shut down. All of Orange County just shut down. I seen every single IP address just drop off of the stream. So
the orange curtain just shut.
He's like, let's get out of here. We're gonna brunch somewhere else.
Oh, wait until we have a respectable show to show you guys.
Let's take our ascot somewhere else.
It's a long wait.
God damn it, Colton. Dude, what the fuck?
Our ascot.
You bet your ascot.
So what's up, Monkey? How you been, man? It's been a long time no see.
Hey, yeah, doing real good, guys. Like, I haven't come on that often. This is maybe the fifth time, I guess. I tend to not want to hop on unless I have like something new and original to add. But you know,
Boy,
a lot to be add for just showing up and being obnoxious too. So maybe a little avoid it. But I did notice, so the nerdy part first. I did notice a trend in the chat. You know how we have scam trolls,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have concern trolls.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm concerned with, whatever. Well, I noticed a new kind of troll. It's the "Oops, I accidentally lost all my hex. What should I do?" troll.
Yeah. Will someone donate me some, please?
And just like as with the other kinds of trolls, like concerned trolls, some of them are actually concerned and maybe haven't done their research or whatever. And some of these guys may have actually lost their hex, but I've anecdotally seen more of that in the chat. Like, hey, I need to be in contact with someone official, and it just doesn't smell right. So for fun, we need a name for this, like hex loss trolling, or some kind of fun nickname for them, like concern trolling.
I call
dropped my bag troll.
Yeah, dropped bag troll.
Oops.
And then we also might want to think of how we want to respond for that, because we don't want to just blatantly dismiss. But
yeah,
I don't want to be glib either. Like I almost replied to someone, there is no official person. It's a immutable contract, but then, you know.
Yeah.
What do you mean I have
This
to
ain't Ripple. We're going to just distribute more.
Does anybody else notice that? Like, it seems to have increased.
This reminds me. This is I'm really glad you reminded me. I've been meaning to say this, but guys, I lost all my hex. I'm gonna give you my address. I would really love some donations. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to leave the community.
BTC only.
I've seen that a few times. I've seen it over the past year as far as hex. But obviously, everybody that's been in crypto, people ask for Mr. Bitcoin or can Mr. Bitcoin help me out or something like that, right? So there's been this panhandling thing. I thought at first on one of the Twitter people that responded, I was like, oh, is that a panhandle situation? So it's hard not to be jaded, like if you have a little bit of experience. But it's also, we got to realize there's new people coming from a centralized world into a decentralized world. They're converting to some degree. Now, the person that Hex is talking about, I've seen that person for a year and a half. They should know more than what they're letting on to be. So I kind of dismissed it the way you did. But yeah, what is the response to that? What do you think is a good, RG, maybe you can chip in. You've been around it for 4 or 5 years. What do you think is a good response to, I lost my bag and who can I call?
Well, there is nobody to call. And this is one of those.
Stole it.
This is one of those things that you just can't pay attention to. I hate to say that because it's probably 90% scam, 90% people lost their shit because they didn't handle their crypto properly. So I mean, it's just you can't pay attention to it because you're gonna be that scam was run in 2018 all through Telegram, 2017 all through Telegram. I lost this, or they troll you as somebody else, and hey, I need to get some ETH. I got my my bag stolen, and I got to get all that crap. Just you unfortunately you can't really pay attention to it. I hate to say that, but if you send money to the contract, or you've lost, you sent to the wrong address, I'm sorry. You have to learn how to take care of your crypto. Your seed words, most important thing. You got to keep your seed words safe. You got to keep them away from everybody else. You got to not put them in anything that you don't know what you're putting them in. Don't stick your seed in something you don't know what you're putting your seed in. And then you've got to
say that again.
So applicable.
Yeah, don't enter your seed where you don't know where it's going. So this is crypto 101, and obviously a class is needed for that. So we're gonna have to take care of you Hexicans on that one. But so you have to take care of your seed words. You have to take care of your addresses. You have to learn how to send and receive. And one of the keys for people is if you're going to send a large transaction somewhere, send a test transaction. I know Ethereum is expensive right now, but if you're going to send a bunch of hex to somebody or send some Ethereum somewhere, send
not
a
worth
test.
your whole bag.
To this day, I still do that. Like, I don't mess around. Like, I sent a couple million the other day.
Yep.
Why would I send, like, you do it in batches just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And you double check. I mean, it's like reading that list, man. You got to read it twice. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that address is correct.
Just like Hexo, when he was sending me the prize money and all that, we were sending it back and forth, and what he sent me a test one. Like, hey, got it, bro. Then send me the rest, and send me another one. Send me another batch of it. When we had the big one, he was sending me in batches.
That's a lot to accidentally send to the wrong place.
Yeah. So we saw this also. I don't know if you guys remember the example of who's the guy that interviewed Richard, and he's got self-made man or whatever. He has like a call group, follows him all the time. But anyways, he said he lost like $4 million worth of crypto, but then he lost it because he got hacked. So you hear either that someone hacked me, someone stole from me, but then you also see the timing of it that was right before taxes were due because crypto had gone down in 2018 and the guy was going to owe a shitload of taxes, right? So there's different narratives. And I remember him saying that he needed a police report, just like this one from today that I'm referring to. Can I contact the founder because the founder can certify to the police department that I really owned that crypto? Well, there's Etherscan. There's tools to basically see that you were on the blockchain. But truthfully, if you sent it to some other address or someone else did it, there's no proof. There's no way to prove it, right?
Yep. Nope.
You don't know who did it.
And the founder has absolutely nothing to do with it. So don't go asking Richard for anything because he has nothing to do with any of this.
Right.
And he's not going to answer you. I'm sorry. He won't, because it puts himself in a position of liability. Nor either any of us would. I wouldn't vouch for any of you fucking guys. So sorry, but it's like
That's a good move.
Wow, RG, wow.
Even at a bar, even if I need a phone call to rescue me, you're not going to vouch for me?
Yeah.
Don't make me your guys' phone call when you're putting the damn joint, man. That ain't gonna happen.
Dude, you're my first call.
And the sentence he said before that was, Moses and kinetics, they're my right-hand man. But
That's right. I can't take that back now. It's on stream.
It's
As
all
long as they're swapping the decks. Not in
Captain, I know where all the booms are at.
The decks, Papa, the decks.
So anyway, if you're in crypto, you guys right now, I know there's people on this stream right now that haven't copied their seed words down out of their MetaMask. I know there's people sitting there right now. And if you're one of those people that doesn't have your seed words copied and put away, then you better do that right now, because I know you're sitting there and I know that you're going, shit, that's sitting right there in my browser, and I have never looked at those seed words. Click on that little fox up there on your MetaMask, drop down that menu, go into the settings and find your seed words, open them up, put your password in, pull your seed words out, write those things down on a piece of paper. If you've got 15-year stakes, carve them sons of bitches into some steel or into some stainless steel, like I have, engraved in stainless steel into my safe, inside of a safe, by the way. So you've got to take care of those. Period. End of story. First and foremost. Then you have to practice with your crypto, learning how to send it like back and forth from your Coinbase to your MetaMask, back and forth to Uniswap. Send a little here, send a little there, send a little to your friend, to your mom, to your neighbor, whatever it is. Practice moving your crypto. And then when you do send big crypto, send it in batches. Yeah. And also, if you've got stakes, if you've got MetaMask, now you can create different MetaMask accounts. You can erase that one. As long as you have your seed words, you can bring it back. So erase that one out of your browser and put another MetaMask in there and stake some more. Spread your stakes over different wallets. What if one wallet gets hacked? You're done. You're completely over with and done. What if you lose the seed words to it or whatever? You're done. But if you have 2 or 3 or 4, then you're a little safer. You've spread your risk out a little bit. Now, it also gives you room to fuck up even more, because now you got more to take care of. So you might screw that up too. But just realize that if you lose those things, you're done. If you send it to the wrong place, you're done. If you send it to the Hex contract address or the ETH contract address, you're done. Nobody's going to give you your shit back. It's over with. Crypto goes, it never comes back. Never comes back.
Captain, speaking of never coming back, I just had an idea. I think maybe I should start a Telegram chat specifically for these I lost my hex trolls, and we could feature maybe some, if I can coax them to get on the phone or recording or something like that, we could have a troll to troll segment every week. I can bring those recordings in and we can play them and cackle our asses off.
I got a better idea. I got a suggestion for you, Papa. So here's what we do. We call it Papa Boner, I Lost My Hex by Papa Boner, right? So now you have a whole panel of people like this with cardboard signs giving the reasons how and why they lost their hex. And they can stand there and see if anyone's going to donate to them the whole night.
There you go. There you go.
With their ETH address on it. So you can have their ETH address and a cardboard sign with some type of a really interesting, cool way to ask for some hex.
There you go. I don't
If
mind.
you don't give them hex, they're still going to wash your windshield with shitty water. So just keep that in mind.
That actually sounds like a good contest, right? So we get a bunch of people who want some hex to get in here and have the best cardboard signs for why they need some hex, and sit here and let people donate to their ETH addresses all night.
It sounds like we're about to divulge into bum fights.
We'll call it bum hex. We'll call it the bum hex.
Bum hex.
Brother, can you spare some hex?
Brother, can you spare some hex? Papa needs some shoes.
I wanted to give a shout out real fast Hex Monkey has been great about coming on. He's just saying about the 5th time, but he's being more public. Joe Hexotic, his channel, again, there's different nature of hosts, and his channel's been really, really terrific recently. I love how he does one-on-ones as well. He invites one-on-one person, and he kind of has the step of recovery and things like that, a lot of the mental health side of stuff. So I've been enjoying his program quite a bit. And I don't know if it strikes you, but this guy's a very creative music producer. So you should listen to his channel just for some of the music he's been putting out. And then Kinetics, his show with the Europeans, like he had said something earlier, the Europeans or other places, the Aussies are kind of tough-natured, but the Europeans are pretty much calmer, sophisticated, a pipe and, ruminate over ideas kind of people. So they're different. I felt out of place when I tried to pop on. I was like, this is weird. I got to go. But it was great that Kinetics could be a good host in the morning for that group.
Yeah.
Kinetics,
all right. Well, we got some more cutthroats actually, we got new guys. Oh no, it's David Feeder's here, and also Identity Block. So these guys aren't in the cutthroats, but they are regulars, OGs too.
Oh,
what's up, David?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Identity Block? How you doing, bud?
Doing great. Happy to be here.
Good to have you.
Great to see you, Identity.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Dave.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. First time on.
Identity.
Yeah, tell us about your identity.
Where are you from, Identity?
I'm originally from Puerto Rico. Like born and raised.
Oh, nice.
Sweet. You're all set.
So
Perfect.
whenever anyone needs a guide or all that, like I'm a good one for that. Moved out of Puerto Rico in 2007. Worked in Florida. Worked at Disney for a bit. Met someone. Moved to Missouri. I've been here now for like the last on and off like 11 years now. Been back to Puerto Rico a few times and back and forth and all that stuff. And like all my family's in Puerto Rico, like and I'm here in the Midwest. Like we got a little bit of snow today, so I love hearing all you guys that are in Puerto Rico stories. Like anytime you say like, oh, it's so hot today, and I'll be like, oh crap. But yeah, enjoying hanging out, enjoying trolling the chat like always, and learning a lot from all you guys. So I feel really honored to be here. Like I said, every time I watch one of your shows, and I feel that every time Joe brings someone now, I feel like they say something and I'll connect with them. I'm like, man, I really feel that I'm in the right place at the right time. So I'm enjoying this ride a lot.
So Missouri, you said, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Wow.
Middle.
Jeez. What made you go from Puerto Rico to Missouri?
Yeah, I mean, like, I went from Puerto Rico to Florida, so the shift was pretty.
Okay.
It was pretty similar. But then I met my ex down there, and that's how I ended up here. Like she's from Missouri, so it was like, well, it's Florida, Missouri. Like the option was to go back to Puerto Rico after 1 year, because I was just working at Disney. Disney does a lot of like college program and all that stuff. After I got done, I was like, well, I didn't want to go back home. Like at that point, I was working in the kitchen. I was doing working maybe for like $7 or $7.25, whatever it was back then. Yeah. So I don't know. I took a chance and I came to the Midwest. I figure it was the same. Then Florida. That's what I thought.
I
learned
very different.
Identity, you have a rape your wit.
Florida light. Puerto Rico is just Florida light.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. I mean, like that's where I got like my first in Florida. I remember getting like a winter. It went down to like 30, and I was like, "Holy crap! What is this? Like, it's so cold." And then I get to the Midwest. I actually lived in Minnesota too for like a few months, and that's where I really learned what cold was. Like when they tell you it's -10, but it feels like -20 or whatever. I was like, "Wait, is it -20? Is it -10?" How is this? In Puerto Rico, you just open the door and get some flip-flops, and then that's like, that's, you don't have to think, well, at 10 o'clock it's going to be 40. Then at 2 it could be -5. So it's been a learning experience, but I don't change it. I mean, I have a daughter here, and that's also the reason I stayed. So it's been a fun ride.
It's nice to meet
Nice.
you, Identity.
So tell us about your hex experience and why you got in and how you got in and what made you do it.
Well, I've been following Richard's videos since sometime in 2017. I used to follow this show called Bitcoin Uncensored BU. And one day this dude shows up. He's talking to Chris DeRose, and he's talking about all this stuff that it just freaking like it's clicking. And he's talking about not wasting time playing poker. He talked about video games. He talked about partying. He talked about basically living in your means. I mean, that was a great show. Anyone that hasn't seen like really good videos from Richard, that's a good one because he it's like an hour. So it's not a long one, but then it's like jam packed. And that's when I started following him. I started following some of his videos. I remember watching the interview he did also with Red Creighton back then. Like I think it was like close to like April of like 18. I was like waiting for Bitcoin Private, not throwing names out there, but like waiting for some coins to come out. That turned into another project that didn't pan out or whatever. And so I followed that group for a little bit. It was a kind of cool community, but it wasn't that big. They were trying to like revive this other coin that's been out there for the longest time. And I got tired of that. I got done with that project. Almost got done out of crypto. Like 2018 was just rough on everyone because anyone that made any type of money in 17 just got crushed on 18 because they thought we all thought we were so smart. So flipping that money on Coinbase. And then so 18 was just rough. I remember going to Puerto Rico had to be like October of 2018 because there was this group. And they were doing it's called like Restart Week or something like that. It was like all this really cool stuff they were trying to do after the hurricane. I remember going down there. I was going to go and talk with it was something that Brock Pierce organized down in Ponce, like in the south part of the island. And it's funny because I got to the island, I was down there, and then last minute, something, I don't know what it was, but I was like, no, I can't do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not, and I don't know if I chickened out or what happened. I was going to talk about like digital identity in the blockchain. I thought it was like super important. I had seen all the stuff that China was doing and how they were going to try to control people's digital identity and all this stuff is going to turn to 5G, the whole facial recognition and all that stuff. And so I tried to go down there. They didn't end up doing anything like that. Tried to tell everyone buy Bitcoin. I think at that point it was like Bitcoin at $3,000 or something. Nobody listened to me because everybody I remember thinking, are you crazy? This thing is going down. This thing is going down to like 1,000. And it was just 20,000 like a year ago. Now it's 3,000. Nobody wants it. Bitcoin's dead. And I remember talking to my cousin, finding out that nobody in Puerto Rico knew about Bitcoin. Nobody knew about blockchain. Nobody knew about nothing. It was just like, at least the area I was hanging out, it was like middle of the island in Caguas and San Lorenzo where I live. And I started doing a few videos, just putting videos out in Spanish because like anyone that sees my channel, I have like 200 videos. They all have like maybe like 2,000 views altogether. But I was trying to just put any info out there because like you guys were talking about scammers. I heard a Hex Monkey talk about the new scammers. I saw someone at the chat. So I saw that one person asking they needed like a specific person that could fix their problem. I was like, well, the blockchain is all you got. But in Puerto Rico, it was like nobody knew anything, at least in my hometown. I started putting all these videos, trying to guide people into, I had been working in banking and also for H&R Block, became an enrolled agent so I can like help people with their taxes and if they have any type of audit with the IRS. And I started just putting out these videos. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just remember in one of the old videos from Richard, he was saying like, well, you can just do videos on YouTube. It's free content. If you have some knowledge, just put it out there. And I remember I thought it was very, very important that people figure it out. The guy from Venezuela, Maduro, he was making his own coin and trying to trick even his own people into like telling them like, oh yeah, this is this new petro coin that is going to be so great. And I remember thinking, holy crap, the Venezuelan people are getting super screwed, and they're also going to get on top this like shitcoin government token. So I remember even putting some videos about that stuff. I was just putting random videos about financial fraud, how to prevent identity theft, taxation, tax harvesting, because I'd also figure out that a lot of people were losing a lot of money on crypto. But then at the end of the year, they wouldn't claim those losses. And I was like, what are they doing? Like everybody that I would tell them, there was like, oh, taxation is theft and this and that. And I was like, I mean, it's okay if you don't like it, but if they're trying to give you that money back, like take it, you know, you can take it, you reinvest it, and then that's how you stick it to the man, but don't stick it to yourself. And I don't know, I try to put as many videos as I could, trying to connect with as many people as I could. Made some really good connections with people working the crypto tax industry. Helped this year work this stable coin book. I was talking to Dollar Cost the other day about, we're trying to do a second version of it, and just trying to teach people, hey, this is good, this is hard money, this is bad, this is a shit coin, this is not good at all. This is just trying to help as many people as I could, because I felt that the same wave that happened in 16 of all these newbies coming in and then getting wrecked at the end of 17 and 18 and all through 18 was going to happen again. So I remember thinking I'm going to start doing videos in 18, middle of the bear market, and then try to help as many people, even if it's just to learn how to buy their first.
So I'm curious about the hex part of it, because you know all of us have war wounds, and I'm kind of hearing the same war wounds narrative. So when you talk about Richard, I remember, like you said, Krista Rose, that show. I never knew why Richard seemed like he was leaning forward during the whole interview.
Why would Richard seem like he was leaning forward?
You know, he was doing that, but
it's like a camera that's all the way up or something. It's
yeah. He was leaning forward in his Versace with his long hair and stuff like that. But anyways, so when you come to Hex, you have experience. You obviously know that people moved here to Puerto Rico because of that. When it came to Hex and the launch, why do you see Hex different than 8,000 other coins that are on CoinMarketCap?
At the moment of the launch, I remember it was the whale penalty. The whale penalty for some reason clicked on me, because it felt that the little guy was going to have a chance on this airdrop. Mm. Like I remember him trying to find the Mt. Gox trustee accounts, and Richard trying to put a few other. There were a few. I don't know if it was just that or what it was, but I remember thinking this was going to be different. This wasn't just going to be like, oh, here's this airdrop, and whoever's got 200,000 Bitcoins is going to get this and that. All of a sudden, it was like, oh, so, you know, they could still split the accounts. They could still go around the penalties and stuff. But it was almost like the few little things that he was doing pre-launch, the waiting for the right moment. That was also a thing that kind of, because I remember like 16, 17, it was like the year of the partnerships, the year of the whatever. Like, oh, I went to McDonald's. So you mean you have a partnership with McDonald's, right? You took an Uber, so you got a partnership with them too. And then with him, it was almost like he was waiting for the right time, waiting for the right moment. Another thing that I remember, like this is something I messaged him. I don't know if he'll remember. I messaged him on Twitter or DM, and thinking that the Pumpamentals. I always joke. I always say I'm just here for the Pumpamentals. That it was something that all through 19, like he didn't get like that much press, that much recognition at all, or nothing like that. It was odd. It was odd because before, anyone in crypto, and I mean it could be anyone, they would say I'm talking to someone, and it was like press release here, all this like 2 or 3 websites talking crypto would do a report or want to talk to someone. Everyone's always trying to talk to Vitalik or this or that or the other. But then when it was to him, it was like there was no type of nothing. And then the few other shows that I remember thinking, if it was either Cryptos or Omar or Ivan, it was almost like every time, whenever they would start talking, instead of trying to talk about the project, they would try to talk about, well, maybe this is a scam, or maybe this is this or that or the other. And I was thinking there was no other founder was ever like open like that, like
ever,
right? Like not
ever. And I'm talking some of the scammiest of the scammers weren't ever even treated like that.
Exactly. Even when they had like not Justin's son, not whenever he's got all these issues buying this or that community or that other coin. And it's almost like everybody gets a pass, and then Hex never got even a chance to get in the door.
Nope.
It's almost like having a stock market without ever having a product or service. You just the whole churn and meat grinder of trading. Here's the process to get on a platform where you can trade with other things. Here's this thing that's a pump, and there's the dump, and let's get out before the dump so you can trade into something else. All of the grind is the New York Stock Exchange without ever owning a stock. It's just the process. It's almost like buying a house without ever getting the keys. You're just going to jump into the next house before you ever take possession because it's not going to be material. They were doing that in Vegas. I lived in Vegas for about 5 or 6 months, and I remember putting a contract in for a house that was under construction, and I didn't intend to, but there was a premium of people that wanted to move in right away instead of wait for the construction to be done. So people were flipping houses before the crash in 2007. They were flipping houses before they ever took possession. So people were making 80 or 100 grand without ever, just because they signed a contract to get a house built, and then they could sell it before they were gone. It was like that.
Before the crash in 2007.
I don't know what that does. Why it does that sound thing. Weird.
Who's got the dog in the background? Mute your damn selves.
I wish I had a dog in the background.
Hey, well, Identity Block, thanks for coming on, bro. Thanks for
you guys
coming and sharing with us. I've got a whole line of people coming in today, new Hexicans. So I'm gonna jump you off. Thanks for coming. We appreciate you, man.
so much, guys.
It's nice seeing you, Identity.
Good to see you. We'll see more of you, I'm sure of it.
All right, you guys who are trying to get into the studio here, go ahead. I got room. I got some room now. I'm just gonna start rotating some folks.
Benny, you need to get on.
Guys, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna let everybody get on. Nice. I'll see everyone in the chat. Thank you, guys.
He's pretty buzzed too.
I'll see you
soon. Hey, Joe.
We'll see you.
All right, Joe.
Thank you.
Later, Joe.
Hey, I really like Joe's content. If you want something that's a different nature about Hex stuff, Joe's content's great. It has a Hex theme to it, but it's really good stuff.
Yep. And not just Discourse Syndicate Light. Well,
just familiarity breeds contempt.
I said we need more streamers, not more copycats. Anyway.
Hey, Captain, speaking of Discourse Syndicate Light, Kinetics, by your leave, can I bring up 2 important topics that we enjoyed in your morning show?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Two things. One of them's a really great thing, and if you guys have not made hay with all this this new press that came out in UK, you got to read the article, know the article, circulate the article, because that's our first really great, honest to goodness, first class rating for crypto, #1 appreciating asset of 2020, and it's right there in print in the UK, which is a great market for us because that's where all these amazing bits of marketing have blossomed over the last year. So that's #1.
And it's
number 2 was
the world too.
Yeah, well, there you go. Right. And #2 was stuff that made my hair fall out, as you can see, was
Just
when
yesterday.
Liberty, just yesterday, Liberty showed up and gave us a real good talking to about how
he's good at that.
Yeah, but now
He's
more than ever,
a
he dressed it. Captain, he was in a suit. Okay,
I know. I was
he
there.
was in a suit. Yeah. So as you recall, we were given a stern talking to about how we should watch ourselves, seeing that we are, all the people on this stream are going to become very famous, and we have to watch our P's and Q's on how we give financial advice. Thank you very much.
Exactly. And again, what I said was that this is never financial advice. This is an entertainment show. And if you take financial advice from any of the fucking people on this screen, you got some bigger therapists than these guys that are than Maddie to go to, because you should treat crypto, like I said, always treat crypto like the asset that it is. It's a volatile asset. It's worse than going to Vegas. It is worse than going to Vegas. Now,
yeah,
on the
I
other
saw
hand,
that too with Kinetics and Liberty, and it was pretty serious. It made me wonder, did something happen to
no, nothing's happened. But it's gonna. Nothing's
you guys
happened.
are just ahead of the curve here. Okay.
Well, it will. Eventually someone's going to get wrecked. Like here we got people saying they lost their wallets, right? Then it's going to be, I lost my crypto on that dip because of you guys. You guys got me all excited about this thing and I got in. Well, no, because I told you that this is like putting money in a slot machine. And this is like putting some money on black. That's what it is. You're in crypto. You may think you're smart. You may think you got things handled. You may think you're in the best crypto in the fucking world or whatever. But you got to realize you're in crypto. This thing is very, very volatile and very, very vulnerable to powers that be. And I'm talking at any given time, somebody can come in and attempt to shut this thing down. Look what's happening to some of these coins. XRP was a staple in crypto, right? That wasn't going nowhere. It's fucking, it's the master now. It's so solid. It's such a solid project. It's such a this and that and that. The Fed coin. No one's ever going to mess with XRP. Right? Where's XRP now? In the fucking middle of lawsuits. Shutting down. Can't get it off of Coinbase. Freaking Grayscale doesn't know what to do. They run around their hair on fire. It's freaking crazy. So just like that, the shit can go. So you got to realize that if you're playing in this game. So don't ever forget that. Ever. Anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody in the Dlives dropping diamonds. We got Maddie Allen donated a diamond to us. We've also got a Ninja Guinea in here somewhere. Skippa Jenkins. Cheers to Hexologist 2021. Thank you, Skippa Jenkins. And then we had another diamond from Bearded Aussie. By the way, I want to tell everybody, give another thank you. I don't know if you guys remember, Bearded Aussie came on here and he got 1 million hex from Ski Cat. Remember that? You ever remember? So he came on and did he get 1.5 million?
No, I think
more
it's just
than I
one.
got, so I don't listen to that anymore.
So he got 1 million or more hex on stream for coming on and hanging out with us. But what he did is he streams on this stream called Theta, and he gave us a stream key. So I want to thank him, publicly. We're going to be pushing over onto Theta too. We're going to be pushing the stream there, YouTube, and all the rest of them, and moving that over that way. I guess it's a really cool platform. They got their own crypto, so it's going to be cool. We'll see how that works out for us. Let's see. Who else? Oh, that's that. One last thing I wanted to say. I don't know what KeyPass is, but Kool-Aid said that when we were talking about security earlier, that I should tell them to use KeyPass. It's an encrypted database for your seed words. KeyPass. So study it, learn it, use it, is what Kool-Aid says. And he's a smart dude, so I have to check out KeyPass. But I think I got my stuff here. All right, carry on. What, Papa Boner, what were we talking about? What happened?
No, you covered it.
For those of you who are trying to get in, couldn't get in, we got room for you now. So don't make me dump somebody and then not come back in. Come back in.
We'll even take that Liberty guy so we can kick his ass.
Yeah. Did Liberty just say fag in the chat room? He did.
He was saying, let's kick that guy's ass. He's talking about that Liberty guy, and he said, he's a fag. Wait, what?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
That's an unfinished cigarette, by the way.
Hey, we've got a brand new Hexagon jumping in here, guys. So let's
brand new one.
Let's welcome Crypto Normie.
Oh, nice.
What's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Hey, man, how's it going?
It's going good. How you doing, Crypto Normie?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I was just watching Johnny Chaos's stream, and he was like, you can just jump in that room with those guys. And I was like, no way. So I figured I'd give it a shot.
Here you are.
Welcome.
That's crazy.
We do this on Friday nights. It's called the FN Hangout. And,
No, I've been watching.
yes.
I just started stream, or not really streaming. I started a YouTube channel so I could basically talk about all this kind of stuff I'm getting into regarding Hex and everything.
Nice.
So I've been watching you guys. I didn't know that it was this open to where you could just kind of jump in and talk to you guys. That's cool. I follow most of you guys on Twitter.
Oh, nice. Yeah, on Friday nights, it's all anything goes. Anybody wants to come in here and want to go up against us, want to come hang out, just let us know who you are, show your face, whatever. That's what it's for. Promote your show. Go ahead and drop your new stream in here so everybody.
Oh, okay. Well, it's my Twitter account's Normie4C. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I want to make cryptocurrency more accessible to like regular people. That because like I'm a contractor, so a lot of people in my realm, I guess you would say, really aren't that familiar with high finance, let alone crypto. And with Hex, I see like a great opportunity for people to get in early and to really make a killing. And with all the kind of stuff that's going on, I kind of thought it was a good opportunity for me to kind of go out there and kind of spread the good news, I guess. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So, I like that.
So basically, that's what I'm trying to do. So I got a couple Hex streamers lined up to come out and talk. I got some. Basically, I want to create a YouTube channel that just streamlines, instead of, because I see a lot of times people ask questions on Twitter to crypto influencers, and they'll be like, well, what's a blockchain? And a lot of times the answer they'll get is, I don't have the time to explain it to you. You know what I mean? And they'll say stuff like, oh, well, here's a reading list of 12 books, starting with like Keynesian economics. You know what I mean? And these are people that are like, man, I got a job, dude. You know what I mean? Like, just tell me. So I just kind of want to create like a channel where someplace where they can go, like if you want to learn woodworking, you can go on YouTube and figure out how to, do joinery, and you don't have to pay to go to a course. You can just go on YouTube and do it. And I'd like to do that for crypto because while there's a lot of people that are focused on getting whales involved in Hex, especially, it's like, okay, you guys work on getting the whales. You get that one, $10 million whale. I'll get the $10,500 turtles. You know what I mean?
There you go. I like that.
So that's just kind of what I'm thinking. This is cool, man.
Yeah, we're glad to have you, man. It's always nice to see new Hexicans put their face on stream and be willing to talk about the product with us, man. So it's always glad to have new guys. So hopefully we see more of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an exciting product, especially when you consider, where it's at the stage it's at right now. I mean, from what I can tell, which is limited, my understanding of crypto, I've only been involved for a few months, like October. But from what I can see, I mean, it's a viable alternative to like a 401k if you were to put your money in right now.
Yeah.
Not only a viable alternative, but far better. You should be getting a much higher rate of return. And you don't have to worry about all the shenanigans coming from Wall Street, losing your pension or losing your 401k due to, unscrupulous behavior. So it seems to me like, the decentralization of that kind of stuff is beneficial for everybody.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. Decentralized consensus models, not necessarily decentralized economic energy. So that's one reason why I like this, because the OA has been a benevolent dictator and we have all benefited from it. So we're okay with everything except for the financial energy being decentralized.
Yeah, exactly.
And pretty soon people are going to think that about us. Oh my God, you have more than 5,000 hex? My God, you must be crypto rich.
Right.
Wait, it's coming. It's coming.
Well, that's what was funny is when I first got on, I tried to, I did succeed in onboarding a bunch of people, but it was a bit of a struggle because I still don't have the tools to break it down for your average layperson. You know what I mean? I'm working on it right now, but it is funny because there was a few, like my best friends, it got to the point where I was like, dude, just shut up and give me $500. You know what I mean? And then like, okay, so what is that $500 doing? Like, I staked it for a year. Talk to me then, and you know what I mean. And you'll see what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. So, but it is something that I'm kind of passionate about right now, just because there's so many people that you're like, oh, crypto, isn't that Bitcoin?
Real quick,
you know,
IRS, if you're listening, he doesn't really do that. It's all storytelling.
I do, and I plan on paying the taxes, so it's all right. It's all right.
You're not a money dealer on the behalf of
no.
So.
But it is funny though, talking to people when you tell them, because they're like, well, how do the taxes work? And you explain capital gains, and then they're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, that's why it's kind of important who you vote for sometimes. You know what I mean? If you're going to be doing this kind of stuff.
And actually, out of all of the cryptos that are out there, it is the simplest. Like, I know people always comment about how complex it is to participate in crypto. You know, first you got to do this, then you got to do that, and you got to learn this curve. You just talked about the 12 books. Out of all the crypto that's out there, Bitcoin and Ethereum included, it is the simplest, in my opinion, because it disincentivizes trading. It disincentivizes you to pay attention to charts. It disincentivizes a lot of the noise about a quote unquote investment. If people call it an investment, if they call it a collectible, if they say, I just want to put my pony picture on the blockchain, whatever they want to call crypto and Hex, it's simpler. This is simpler because it has a staking mechanism and I don't have to check it for a long time. And when it comes to the complexities of taxes on top of trading, it's the simplest. You have an option. You can go to count. You have an option. You can exit. You have an option. You can relocate your position in the world and fall under different regulations. But you have time to plan for that, right? If you know your stake is going to come out in 3 years and you have a moonshot 2 years from now, you got a whole year to think about how you're going to exit and where. You do not have that option in any other thing that you have on Binance or Coinbase or Gemini or any of these other things that we bitch about it not being available on those exchanges, but actually it helps. It helps Hex, it helps your psychology, it helps your financial stability in a crypto out of all the volatile assets possible.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing about it is that it's not really all as speculative as the other cryptocurrencies seem to be. It seems, as it's designed, it seems like it's supposed to be a stable place to keep your money. You know what I mean? And let it grow. It's you don't have to worry about your whatever your return would be on a savings account versus inflation and all that kind of stuff. It just seems like a really positive leap forward for cryptocurrency to where it's not as speculative. Which
the last thing I'll say about that is the stable idea, a stable thing. You usually see this like the DAI or the USDC or whatever, the stable. It is stable.
Yeah, right.
Stable.
It's as stable as a rocket as it's leaving the atmosphere. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I told the guy I was onboarding earlier this week. I said it is a speculative investment, and don't invest more than you can afford to lose. But at the same time, even if the price doesn't go up, you're still making more Hex. So it can stay the same and you can still make money doing this. So that's what I really like about it.
And it takes out all the stress. You know what I mean? You watch Bitcoin take a 25% hit and you're just like, who cares?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not messing with it. Like Hex will be back up in a couple of days and then it'll go higher. You know what I mean? I'm not even worried about it. It's not affecting me at all. Whereas, the few people I talk to that mess with Bitcoin, they're always like, when's the best time to sell? And oh my God, is that as low as it's going to get? Is that the best time to get on that dip? And then I'm just like, it's so much easier. You know what I mean?
More important for us.
Stress free,
Doesn't dictate where my money's gone.
That's still one of the potential biggest selling points for newbies is, hey, even if the price goes down, you still get this crazy APY.
Yeah, absolutely.
And and it's an inverse relationship too. So the APY goes down. Well, now that the supply is now staked, and so there's less supply available, and more people. The demand stays the same. So what happens? Price goes up. So you're either getting a huge return APY or you're getting a huge price appreciation. So it's a win-win either way.
Yeah, in engines they call something a harmonic balancer. It's a balancing mechanism. It auto balances the way the kinetics talked about. So if you said that you had a certain dollar value that converts into a certain amount that's staked. If it goes 3x in price because you staked for 10 years, right? So, or is it 10 years? Yeah, so 200% more, right? Because it's 20% per year extra on your stake. So you can, well, all I'm getting at is that it will compound and be more hex. And if it goes down 1/3 in price or goes up 3 times in quantity, you're still a stable coin. You're still stable on your price point, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
So yeah.
That's your entry point. Definitely. David, what's going on, dude?
Mr. Feeder.
Doing good.
See you, brother.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Good to see you guys too.
I
doing
love
great.
the new haircut, by the way. I didn't get to tell you at the conference, but I love it.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, got a little buzz. I'm
You
excited.
look like the guy that designed Google, like one of the original guys in the computer server room.
I wish. But I'm excited. I'm actually getting a hex tattoo on Sunday.
Nice.
Hopefully it's gonna-
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Like right on my chest. It's gonna be like right up
I'm
here.
pretty good with
they go
I
from-
can draw one
He's
for
going to
you.
give you prison tats.
Stop.
No, you're not. Molly says stop.
So we go from paying off our student loans and take care of our family to getting fucking hex tattoos.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
Lasts forever, right? I'll have it for the rest of my life.
You got to keep your priorities straight. You know?
Stake it.
And I only get tattoos of things that mean a lot to me, that are really like personal. They tell a story. They tell where I've been at a time and place. So that it. I mean, now hex.
I don't want a tattoo on my
RG3
body.
said it's not a tattoo unless you draw it yourself and you use a needle.
How did that come out, by the way, Gary?
Shitty.
He's got a fucking
Came out
top
terrible.
hat. He's got a top
Show
hat
us,
on
show
his
us.
Sweet top hat.
Well, now, David.
But RG3 says it's not a tattoo unless you do it yourself.
Proof of tat.
You're
Can you
beyond
see it,
pulling in
please?
now. If you emergency end stake, David, if you ever get cold feet, you're also going to have to do tattoo removal now. So you're doubly committed.
Gary, that was the best, man. That was the best. I was getting videos. The first one was funny, but the one with the blood, man, that was fucking great.
He was just hitting all the bullet points you were talking about, like needs blood, need a video. He's like, got it.
Well, I kept hearing that Motley was on his way somewhere in Florida to get a fucking tattoo from a sailor. And I was like, God damn it. I can't find a Puerto Rican anywhere to draw this thing. It's 2 in the morning on New Year's Day. I got to chop it out myself.
That's
I had a
a
guy, but his stuff was locked up in the shop. It was already midnight by that point, so he didn't have access to it. It's not his shop, so I was just like, fuck.
Dude, did you say what RG said? Give him $1,000. He'll wake up. Is that what you offered?
No, I think I offered him like $1,000 or $2,000. I mean, he was cool. He's my wife's cousin's husband. So he was good, but like he just didn't have his stuff on him. And at first at 1 million, I was like, I don't know. They said 2 million. I got in the car.
Same thing. I was like, I'm doing all right. Like I got this asset, I got that thing, or this is paid off. I'm good.
They said 2 million.
Get that million, and then it went to 2 million. I was like, fuck, I'm being such a financial idiot. I need to go find a Puerto Rican to put this on my ankle or something.
Yeah, I hopped in the car real quick.
I love Cookie Boys' comment. He says, POT. Proof of tattoo.
Jim, you're killing me with like, I need to find a Puerto Rican. It's like every time I hear this, like I need to find a beaner to fucking do this shit.
Well, it's Puerto Rico. I need Puerto Rican because they're gonna have the shit.
That makes sense. Yeah, you're in Puerto Rico. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Because otherwise, it just sounds like a repeated slur.
It can't be anyone else. It has to be a Puerto Rican tattoo artist.
Is there no Puerto Rican in Massachusetts? I got to get this right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Good. You know how Hexo, I think, was posting no context Richard Hart quotes? Well, now we have a no context Motley investor quote. Where do I get a damn Puerto Rican after midnight?
That's Jim. That's Gary. That's not me. Let's get that right.
Let's give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, that's Gary. I had my guy. My guy was Vietnamese, not Puerto Rican.
You guys are talking about the New Year's stream or whatever, the giveaway on New Year's. Is that what you guys are talking about?
The talent show, the awful talent show.
Yeah, I I popped in for that for about 5 minutes, but I'd already been drinking. And they were like, whoever gets the first tattoo. And I was like, I'm out because I'll fucking do that shit.
Here's a bit of news. Here's a bit of news. I had already been drinking too.
No, on New Year's. Get out of here. You don't say.
It was tough on the East Coast because everyone was closed already.
Yeah.
So.
Normally, you say you wouldn't do it, but
West
you say
Coast
you wouldn't
is
do it, but so did Motley. But it only took $2 million for him. Maybe you have your price too. You never know.
Mine, with that, as much as I had to drink, my price was probably like $13. That's why I got off immediately before I got any more bad ideas put in my head. Because I was like, well, I mean, even if I don't win, it'd be a good story. Turn it off now. I hopped out pretty quick.
A lot of tattoos ended that way.
Yeah.
Well, and it was funny too because I had hopped on because, like I told you guys, like I'm trying to get like just normal everyday people involved. And I was actually talking to Johnny Sachs about this. He was the one that recommended I start my own channel because I was like,
good.
I'm trying to, super good dude. I was like, I'm trying to get, how like where would I send my grandma? I'm not thinking I'm gonna send her to RG3's like stream. Otherwise she's gonna be thinking she has to get a tattoo of Richard Hart on her ass in order to get staked in X. So and then he was like, well, just do your own thing and don't be that ridiculous. I was like, I'll do my best, but I'm not going to promise anything.
That's a qualifier. Whenever you first come on the RG3 show, you have to get a tattoo on your ass of Richard Hart. I mean,
that's right.
You knew that before you came on board, right?
I already have one, and you guys don't want to see it. I'm just going to stick it.
I want that. I want that one of him going.
Oh man. That's still one of my favorite GIFs of. I don't know where it was because like I said, I'm not that familiar with all of the inside stories in the Hex community, but of him dancing, the GIF of him like dancing with the Hawaiian shirt. I don't know why that just makes me laugh every time I see it. That's like somebody probably has that tattoo.
There it is. Motley's got the gear.
Did you win?
No, nobody did.
Nobody won. Oh, no. So like 30 people have 30 people have like half of Richard Hart's face on their body, and nobody won. That's cold-blooded.
I was trying to make deals, man. I was like, come on, wait till Monday, please.
What do I get for ear? What do I get for just ear?
Yeah, they weren't having it. They're like, no, Gary, stop. Stop the mutilation.
I asked my wife. I asked my wife, and she said, hell no, I don't care what 2 million X is worth. You're not putting a dude's face on your body.
I was going to get the one of, someone did like clip art of Richard Hart, and he's like pointing at you. I was going to do it with my foot, so it was facing me, and I was going to put, it's like, is this a pump for ants? And I was going to have it like pointing up at me so I could always look at it. And it could be hidden too.
Pump for ants.
This is a pump for ants.
That is funny. All right, guys. Well, it was super nice to meet you. I'm going to hop off because I'm sure some other guys are watching Johnny Chaos's stream, and they're probably trying to get in right now too. So I'll definitely try to pop in though every Friday, man. It's cool talking with you guys.
Yeah, man. Anytime
to have you.
Yeah, on Fridays would be great to have you again, Crypto Normie. Let us know. Hey, show your link real quick.
Show your stuff. Yeah.
How do I do that?
Just let us know. Let us know what times you're streaming. And what your name your channel is.
Yeah. YouTube is Normie for crypto, and then on Twitter it's just Normie4C.
Cool.
So
all of them on the twits.
And make sure to follow every one of us on stream.
Yeah, I'll get on that. I'll get on that right now. I got to call like a tattoo removal guy first, but after that, man, I'll make
you got a tattoo guy to talk to.
All right, guys. Talk to you guys later.
I love it. Oh yeah, by the way, I just want to make this clear. If you guys are all following RG and you're not following me on Twitter, I will cry. So
well, you might as well start crying now.
If you're following Captain Knuckles and you're following RG3, just follow me. It's funner.
If I'm learning something, hey, you know what? That puts responsibility on you. If you do have the intention to build an audience, deliver value, right? If you don't deliver value, you won't get an audience, and you don't deserve the one you have. So deliver value. It can be entertainment, it can be information, it can be utility, but differentiate yourself. Don't be the same high school graduate as 400 other people in the class. Do something different. That's why I was trying to praise Joe Hexotic. I think his theme is different. I think his message is different. I think that all of us have experience, obviously, inside of Hex and before that. And, that's kind of like the graduating class of 2017 made it to 2020. And now we're all in Hex, and that's great. But if you're going to build a Twitter, a YouTube, a Dlive, differentiate, specialize, find something that you can speak to honestly, truthfully, enthusiastically, and you'll have a massive audience.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you seen the captain's TA? Like, good luck.
I've seen the
good luck rivaling that.
Every chance I get, I look at captain's TA.
Pure gold.
Motley's always got my TA on his mind.
That's right.
TA.
I make money moves on that.
Could go up, could go down. Might go sideways for a little while.
Is money
could fall this line, could fall
that
that
what they're
line.
calling it now? They call it money moves. Is it the OnlyFans? Is that what that's called? It's a money move, right?
He might have one of those too. I don't know.
We're having a little bit of a conversation in chat about a taxable event for catching this dip. Hex Monkey, you wanted to know why I was saying that you shouldn't drag from your stack if you've got a great DCA from Ethereum, right?
Yeah, right. And what you were referring to as a swap that would keep the taxes at 0.
Right.
Cool.
So if I may, just really quickly.
Please, by all means, Papa.
Okay, great. So let's say, for example, I bought Ethereum when it was $100, right? And that's my entire stack of Ethereum is at $100. And I wanted to swap to Hex right now. The minute that I swap to Hex at the current price, that Ethereum appreciation is now a taxable event during the current, no matter how you do this.
Sorry, we got to interrupt you. Ski Cat's in the
Sorry.
house. Thank you.
Ski
for
Cat!
brother.
Ski Cat.
Jet.
We committed, Ski Cat. All 10 of us are getting tattoos tonight.
Okay, listen to this.
What?
Hey guys,
For the
David,
cheap
if
price
you
of
live stream your
1.5
tattoo
million
work on Sunday, I'll send you over 1 million Hex. So Ski Cat is offering you 1 million Hex, David, if you will televise your Hex tattoo.
Yeah, and Joe might be there too, because Hexotic Joe lives in my state. So me and him are going to meet up, and on this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to try to stream on Twitch my tattoo.
Heck yeah! Now that you got 1 million Hex coming your way, don't go chintzy. Make sure the color gradient's correct. All right.
I sent the pictures to the artist, and I told him I need that magenta, and it's going to be nice. Right here.
Brand just dropped
Close
a
to my
diamond
heart.
on us. That was awesome.
Ski Cat, you are the man.
Ski Cat for the ski jet that we call them. We've dubbed them ski jets now. We thank you, for that. I appreciate you. You are the man. It's been a while since we've seen you, and don't be a stranger. Not that you're dropping, donations on us all the time, but come hang out with us, man. Come hang out. We enjoy your company.
Voice or type something.
Well,
type something.
That's
he
his
only
point.
types on when he's donating the ski jets.
Bran, thanks for the guinea, Bran, and Maddie. Thanks for the diamond. Thanks, guys.
You're still streaming over there?
What's that?
You're still streaming over there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hey, another kudo is, we all at the end of our workday, we join in for this kind of thing. Bran does it. I mean, again, he says he won't get in trouble, but he breaks on his break at work. He streams. He puts a couple of minutes of content out. So if you ever get a chance to follow Bran, definitely check it out, because he speaks to a different generation, different knowledge base. But he's super smart guy, putting out free content for you during his break at work. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Bran, I just want to say one thing. Can you get the forklift driver to just shut the fuck up for a minute while you do your stream?
Yeah, I don't know if Brand's going to be really salty and say, shut the fuck up, Mr.
I can't imagine that coming out of Brand's mouth.
Yeah, I think he's got the least salt in the entire.
Okay.
Okay, so the taxable event.
the taxable event. We really do need to touch back on that.
Yeah, so if you've got an old bag of Ethereum like an old bag when you DCA, and no matter your first in, first out, your last in, first out, your last in, last out, no matter how you cut it, if you have an old bag of Ethereum that you bought at a really great price, $100, $200, the minute that you transfer to Hex, you're liable for that difference, period. That's the way that the tax laws are written right now. And this only applies to you if you have an old bag of Ethereum. If you want to have zero liability, you have to put in cash, mark the time, and put fiat, mark the time and the date, instantly swap over to Hex, mark the difference. The difference is minimal, zero tax liability at that point. Stake the Hex. Don't have to worry about it until you actually unstake and or early unstake and get some kind of reward based on that. And then that extra reward is based on the current price of Hex. This is my understanding from my discussions with my CPA and my own understanding from reading. And it's not financial advice. It's not taxable tax advice in any way, shape, or form. But to keep it clean, instead of just keeping all of your records and seeing that you now have a tax liability, you could have zero tax liability if you were to put in fresh fiat to buy the dip.
Yep.
And fiat is one example, but keep in mind commodities that you already have that you're selling for the same price. So I had a Corvette that I bought 10 years ago or whatever. It needed a motor change. It had no real appreciation from its purchase price because I kept documentation of restoring it and things like that. So basically the price it sold for was basically the price it was worth. And I could document. So yes, fiat going into a new currency, a cryptocurrency or ETH into Hex, that's setting your basis. Fiat is, so is the commodity. If you get paid, you sold a car, you sold real estate, you have a break-even point, and you just convert that economic energy into something else. That's not you have to show proof, but that's not a taxable gain or loss. You're just showing the basis again in a new commodity.
Right.
Yep.
If you're gifted Hex, though, you do have a basis immediately. So that's different. If you get like a ski cat windfall
and another ski jet. Boom!
Oh, another
ski cat's in the house. David, I'll get the heck to you next week, buddy, he says. So, just so you know.
That's cool.
Man, I love how everybody just gets excited when they
I'm curious about the urban legend of how a ski cat username comes up about, I wonder where that comes from.
What the origins of
trivia
his superhero name came from.
We're going to be like 15 years down the road. Like, who's the ski cat?
Hey, Papa Boner, another, that's a great suggestion, by the way, if we're going straight in from fiat to avoid that taxable event just to buy Hex. Another variant of that might be if you're going to, as an alternative to holding a bag of ETH, waiting to buy the dip, you could probably hold a bag of, no financial advice and all that. You probably hold a bag of USDC if you're so inclined. And then when the dip comes, you buy it and it's just not a taxable event at that point, would be my guess.
You just touched on another thing. You could actually flip that whole thing on its head. And if you bought a high point in another crypto, you could take the loss, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if it is depreciated,
but your loss is only $3,000 per year. So
yes, that is true.
You take you lose $100,000, it'll take you 30 years to get it back in tax money.
Yeah, because you can depreciate the whole 100,000, but you can only do it 3,000 per year. Yep, Gary's correct. So, Liberty wants you to know, Mr. Boehner. He says, "Do I have to give you a talking to?" So compliance is in the house. Hey, compliance is in the house.
You just
tell me come in.
I obey. I obey.
That's liberty. Give me liberty and give me compliance is what his really name is.
Come say it in person.
These are just smatterings, right? Just lofty ideas from a guy who's not qualified to give any kind of advice to anybody. Financial, sexual, how to keep yourself clean, toenail clipping, anything. I cannot give advice to anybody for anything.
Yeah, that's we must refer you over to the Sci-Vive book written by Richard Hart to teach you all of those things. Why hair belongs on your ass and all that good stuff is in that book.
That's right.
Is that really a topic in there?
I haven't gotten to that chapter yet.
The chapter on why you have hair in your ass.
Something Tony Robbins probably never touched on as a personal development coach. Only our age.
Probably not.
Wow. I never thought I needed a
everything
toupee.
is in that book.
I
Everything
never
is
thought
in
I
that
needed
book.
a toupee, but since I have a smooth ass, maybe I should look into it.
And the man is back. What's up, Joe? He's got the sweater. He must have been cold.
Joe.
There he is.
Yeah, it's
So,
throne room
in
is a
the
cold,
last,
lonely place.
so in the last 2 days now, I've onboarded 3 people accidentally, just
Nice.
but because they want in. So insane, huh?
Are they
That
wild?
is
Nice. Yeah.
People were saying that the momentum was going to decline after the adoption phase or the launch phase, but really it's kind of, again, you're gaining more knowledge. All of us are sharing more knowledge. There's more people coming to the crew in general. It's really, really awesome. 3 new people. That's great.
Yep. One of them, the guys here talked to. He's an old crypto buddy. Wow, old buddy. Period. And we went through crypto hell together. Got jacked and everything, And I didn't tell him about Hex really. I just kind of like. I didn't. It was like we went through everything. We got all the scams. I got him in all the scams. He got me in all of his scams, and that's how we ended up. And it was just like I couldn't do it. I could not put him in anything again. I just couldn't do it. And then so now he wants to kill me right now. He's upset.
This is the good one.
He's like, one more scam, bro. We could have taken one more chance.
He tells me the one you don't tell me about. The one you don't tell me about. And really. And I said, yeah, bro, I'm sorry, man. He's texting me right now. He's like, I'm sick. He's just sick. He keeps sending me pictures. He keeps sending me memes of people looking through the window like they can't get in. They're like,
just somewhere at a new price floor, 1 penny. Upwards of a quarter this year, at least.
Is he coming in now, RG?
I had a steak actually.
I'm trying to coax him to come in here and hang out with us for a few minutes. He's texting me right now.
They can talk shit too.
He
goes, I think I need a name though. He goes, look at all your damn names.
I want to hear
put his first and last name up. He'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I had a steak that ended this past week, and like that real thing about seeing your T-shares that got realized, and you're like, okay, I had those T-shares, and now they're gone. Fuck! Like you're like, I gotta get those back. How do you get those back? And so,
restate.
Obviously, you can put more into something, like more financial resources, like you're talking about a classic car. So now it's got a flat tire. Okay, well, you can put more money into it, right, to maintain it or to improve its status or whatever it might be. And I felt that pretty strong this week. And like I was like, okay, I waited because the gas prices and all this other stuff. I was like, I got this 2 weeks to think about it. What am I gonna do? And then you see the T-shares when you want to buy back and you just roll over. You're like, wow, the T-share price really went up since I got that steak. Damn. I got to put that out further, So it had to go, I think, to roll it over and have the same T-share or a little bit more, had to go 800 days or 3 years or something like that. So you can, what's coming out, I think that's what's happening now is also people are realizing Ethereum prices, gas prices, things like that for a micro stake is expensive.
Ooh.
And yes, it might be something that you say, this is a launch phase. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this thing. It's not on any exchange yet. I don't know about this FUD fear thing of December of 2019 into the early part of 2020. That's the origin history of Hex. And now people have had, hey, this thing's been lasting for a year and the community seems like it's getting bigger. There's more people that are on all these different platforms. And even if a platform goes down, like people talk about Dlive, that used to be a mainstay for us. But, people just pivot. I mean, smart people that are entrepreneurs fitting a market, they just pivot. They just say, okay, well, if it's not there, it's going to be over here. And I think our community is really crazy strong. So when you say, do I put new money in as a OG? You could do that. You should do that. I mean, not financial advice. I'm fucking doing that. So if you don't do it, I'm going to buy your shit.
In my opinion, I will be doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion, I'm going to buy your shit. Right.
I did it today.
Yeah.
So you want to know what's more interesting is that so I'm doing monthly. I'm DCAing in monthly. So I put a little bit aside every couple of weeks. Put a little bit aside, and then I do it monthly. Well, what I just realized is that my monthly DCA into Hex is actually less than my daily interest rate.
That's a good problem.
Wow.
That's a great thing.
You doxed your whale bag.
Yeah. All right, everyone, start running the calculations real quick.
That's right.
Let's take some estimations on what his
how much did
DCA
you
is.
say you were DCAing in monthly?
It's called silver.
He's probably DCAing about $1,000 at least.
Yeah. Hold on.
More.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta get something over.
There you go.
All right. We
just
got a
set
new
out points.
we got a new Hexican showing his face.
All right.
Hey.
Bronco, man.
There he is.
This guy looks like a
There he
movie
is.
star. You're on TV
Don't
or
be
something.
shy.
What's up, dude?
Am I muted?
No.
You're
Yeah.
very good.
Okay, perfect. Everybody's muted the first time.
No, that's just Captain.
Good to see you.
You are now.
Now you're muted. There you go.
All right, see you. That was my
You're
time.
back.
Almost smooth.
This is great. I've been watching Captain. Oh, it's the other way.
It's the other way.
Captain, Dollar. I've been watching everybody forever. Funding, David, Papa. Hex is new. Hex Monkey is new. Motley, I've been following. Joe Hexotic, I know really well in the chats. I'm just so happy to be here. Thank you for letting me be here.
Oh, that's awesome.
See you every day, man.
We
Every day
see
in the
you in
chat.
the chat room, man. We watch you. So
We wish we just didn't have to bribe you to come on.
Love to see the face finally.
Where do you think the freaking lemons are going?
I didn't need to be bribed. I was going to do this anyway, but if you insist, here I am.
Yeah. Help lubricate the wheels a little bit.
So share a little bit of your backstory. You know,
Yeah, give
when
the story,
and where
man.
did we cross paths?
Well, let's see. So I'll go back a little bit. My brother bought me 12% of a Bitcoin back in 2018. And he said, here, brother, take it, hold on to it. I didn't know what it was. And I just held on to it and I saw the gains of it. And around, let's see, let me just cut to the chase. So I was clicking around on Dlive and I saw Joker. I saw this crazy looking dude with a Joker face and I thought the makeup was real. I had no idea that it was pixelated.
Me too.
That somebody named Crypto Kool-Aid, who's a genius. Shout out to him. I'm talking to him on Telegram right now. He's a genius. He created that. I thought it was real. I thought that makeup on his face was real. I didn't realize it was digitized. But anyway, I jumped into Joker's stream and he was talking about Hex. And I just started asking questions about it. And I had to know more. And I was thinking, this can't be real. How is this real? Can't be possible. So I just did a bunch of research on it. So I spent the next 96 hours, the next like 4 days, just watching every single Richard Hart video, any link I could find about it, anything I could find, anything. And eventually I was convinced enough to just go full FOMO, all in on it. That's about it. And here I am.
Nice.
I like it. That's awesome.
We see you in the chat every day. So it's definitely good to put a face to the nickname.
Definitely. Yeah. I've seen him in chat a lot too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's good to be here.
We like that.
So,
Oh,
I mean, without giving too much doxing, what's your background in general? Like, are you in a financial space? Are you a regular Joe Blow like all of us? Or what's, what kind of background can you
moonlight is a Chippendale? Like, what's going on?
Well, Kinetics Chippendale, you speak for the knowledge base.
Just trying to find my brethren. Just trying to know if there's others like me in Hex. That's all.
I'm a network guy. I've been studying networking, network administration since 2016. I have a couple of years at Cisco under my belt, and that's kind of my thing. I'm just obsessed with how everything connects, whether it's wireless, hardwired, fiber, anything, how it connects fascinates me. But before that, I did a bunch of other jobs. I did like food service, whole bunch of time in food service, hated it. I was working way too hard for too many hours for little pay, being a wage slave, as we like to say. And then before that, I was playing a lot of poker. I was playing online poker. I started playing online poker right after Chris Moneymaker won the main event in 2003.
Those are the heydays. That was the glory days, right?
They were. Everybody was giving away their money. Everybody was so bad at it. I jumped in, and I was bad too. Everybody was bad. And then I started to catch on to it, started making some good money playing poker, ran it up, won a couple of tournaments, and just kept playing poker for many years. I got rug pulled in 2011. Full Tilt Poker pulled the rug out from under me. I had about $33,000 on Full Tilt Poker.
Was that Black Friday?
That's correct.
That was
I was there.
day.
I was there.
Yep, Black Friday. And
Wow.
I got my money back.
Curious to hear about that more later. Yeah.
I got it back a couple of years later. 2 years later, I got a check from the Department of Justice. It was a nice little check. It said,
good.
It was all my money back. But anyway, I just continued playing online poker because I was good at it. I was good at solving problems. I was good at like seeing people who weren't very good at the game and kind of seeing the times they were playing and playing the times they were playing. But it wasn't really that I was like preying on people. I was also playing with other regulars too. And I could see the mistakes that a lot of the regulars were making. And so I did that for quite a while. And I was also working on the side doing another job because, poker, no matter how good you are, you're still going to lose. You're still going to have bad days. So I had a job on the side. And anyway, so that's kind of how I came up. Poker was kind of my thing coming up. And then when I saw Hex, it just kind of blew my mind. Yeah, there's so much game theory in Hex, and it's very related to poker because you can set up your stakes just the way you want to set up your life. It depends on your situation. It depends on how you are in life, how you tick, how your emotions are. It's a lot like poker. If you make a mistake in poker and you go on tilt in poker, you're gonna start playing badly. So you don't want to. You got to be careful with your emotions. And Hex is the same way. When you make a stake, you're committed. You got to commit. That's kind of where I am.
That's like revenge trading.
Kind of lost where I was going there.
Well, it's interesting the comparisons because if you purely look at math and you say every time that this comes up, this is what statistically you should do. I know there's a lot of people that are in poker or in gaming. And they know the math. They know the statistics. They know what are the odds that a 4 is going to roll over next or whatever, right? So it's interesting that even with that knowledge, you still play on emotion and you play against a competitor. And you say, this person probably doesn't bluff well. This person probably doesn't know their math well. They don't know their statistics. So I'll go more out on the risk curve because I'll probably win that pot, right? So you're playing against the other player, right? It's interesting that in Hex, there's this auto balancing thing we talked about earlier, right? There's auto balancing. There's the stakers and the non-staker class. Only people that can sell are people that have Hex. Only people that can move the price are people that are buying Hex, right? That's it. That's how it goes. And so you have a math thing. You still have a little bit of gaming, but you're not playing against one person. You will be auto balanced to be in a positive position if fewer people are staking. If you're a staker, you're going to get more of that inflation. If you're not a staker, you can get your value of Hex suffers because you're not averaged over 4.5 years. You're not getting any of the reward. Inflation is affecting you, right? So you are to play the game of Hex. Just do truthfully what your commitment is, whether it's to be a staker or to be a holder and keeping liquid. And it's very similar to the gaming thing without having to be so psychologically always on top. I don't have to always think about Hex. I think about it because of the show. I think about it because I want to do other things that might be parallel to Hex, but I don't have to be obsessed with it. I don't have to live my life at a poker table. I don't have to live my life at paying attention to what's movements in the news or anything like that when it comes to Hex. It's math and I understand that I'm a staker, and that's the system. I'm just going to stick with that.
That's why I love Hex. Very simple. It keeps it simple. Poker is anything but simple. There's a million different player types, and I have to figure out, number one, can I bluff this guy? Is he capable of being bluffed? There's some people that just don't fold, no matter what. If they have any piece, if they have bottom pair, they don't fold no matter what. And you have to know who you're dealing with. And you know, when you get emotional and say you lose a big pot, say you have pocket aces and somebody draws out on you, you're not going to like that result, and it's going to cause emotions and make you get angry. It's about controlling that and not letting that get to you.
Right.
Drives you nuts because you made the right play, but the other person made a mistake. You played by the odds, but you still lost. It drives you nuts.
That's it. It's kind of like the blackjack players. What we're doing is we're expecting to lose, but we know that over the long run, we're going to win if we make this exact play a million times in a row. And it's similar to that.
I'm sorry. I'm ruining the show, but it was too funny to not post.
It's just like Hex, because if you unstake, emergency unstake, you're fucking yourself. It's the same kind of thing. If you get overly emotional and you're like, look at the price, it's $1, it's $2. I got to get out because I see the Lexus I can get, I see the house I can get. So the thing that putting the penalties in place is a brilliant move by Richard. It's just brilliant because it protects you from yourself.
It's a good point.
There's so many patterns inside this that are actually not to benefit the founder of the coin, unlike every other coin. There's more time put into protecting you from yourself. There's so much in the psychology and the when they talk about game theory, the game theory isn't so that you win against the non-staking class or you win against the other people participating in a different crypto. No, the game theory is so that you win against yourself.
Yeah,
mad gains will make you fold every time. You're going to fold eventually.
So you are your own worst enemy. So it kind of puts you up against your own worst enemy. It's brilliant. And obviously I was attracted to it immediately. And anyway, I found out December 4th. December 4th was the day I found out about it. And I just did a bunch of research. I didn't sleep. I didn't want to sleep because I wanted to find out is this thing real? Is it legit? Can this really be passive income? Is this something I should pursue? I watched like all the Richard Hart videos I could get my hands on. And I was convinced. I was convinced after, just 4 days of research and no sleep. And I made the decision to just go, all right, I'm going to put this percentage of my stack into it. And then I'll find out I'll find out more about it later. I've got enough information after 4 days of research to move.
Well, it's not financial advice, but one thing that I really get upset with is when Andreas Antonopoulos, as a public speaker on stage, talking about something, talks about years of research, and he doesn't own any fucking Bitcoin. I'm like, how can you be an advocate about the amazement of the technology and not participate? I don't get it. If you see something, then you see something. If you don't, then you don't. And you live with those decisions. I think that's why I like this crew so much is, if you make a mistake and you stub your toe, then you say, I stubbed my toe. You don't say that guy stubbed my toe, so.
Yeah. That's what they say. They say it's a scam because I emergency unstaked myself. I did it to myself. So it's your fault.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody can do it for you in Hex. You click the button yourself. You make your own minting rewards. You do your own stakes. It's all on you. Nobody can do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it. So I come in here with a poker background, and I have that. I'm trying to bring some of my other poker friends in here. I don't know Doug Polk that well. I've talked to him before. I've tried. No luck. I'm still trying.
He's out of crypto, kind of. I mean, he's really not in it now.
He's out. Yeah, he's out.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's playing Daniel Negreanu.
He hinted
right
like he's going to come back a little bit. He's tempted.
I'm trying to get Joey Ingram to do an interview with Richard Hart, maybe.
Joey Ingram.
Yeah, I know Motley. Motley, you
That's a
watch
good
the
idea.
shows a lot. I know you do a lot of like you were trying to reach Doug Polk and stuff like that on some of his poker games.
I'm on a pretty good first name basis with Joey, so I'm trying to get him on. I think he's offered Richard his second channel, his lower viewer count podcast channel. So we'll see.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Kareem.
My man.
The dream.
Doing good. I feel like reunited with my family. It's awesome. I just finished work. I know, it's crazy. It's almost midnight, but you get days.
Sales today?
On Friday. Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Big deal today. It's like a 20 kilowatt. For those who don't know, it's like imagine a solar system with like 80 plus panels on it. But the best part is the gratitude, man. The gratitude of the customer. It's like you're out there changing lives. I mean, at first it was like, oh wow, I'm about to make like $5,000 on this sale. But then it's like you see somebody have electric bill that look like mortgages. I kid you not, like $800 a month. And then it's like, without doing anything, hey, we're gonna cut your bill by a third. No big deal for the next 25 years. Like it's just like,
Love it.
Do they get batteries?
Good service. You know what I mean?
And you get Hex out of it. Win-win.
Do they get the batteries to go off grid?
It is.
So like people are when you guys are done, are they completely? They have the option to go off grid if there's a power outage. They still have power in their house.
Better yet, we have battery backups now. From Tesla or LG. So usually it's 2 batteries for a bigger system. So it has something called like an automatic transfer switch. So it's just like power goes out, it just automatically flip. It's the same thing if you have like a fancy generator type system. But imagine something like, not to sell anybody, but it doesn't make a noise. You don't put gas into it. Fully automated. We have an app. You control everything from your phone. It's the future. So because you can't fully disconnect from the grid, because also if for whatever reason you don't have a big enough roof and we can't fully sustain you, instead of a Tesla, we'll make you a hybrid. You'll get like 60-40 split, things like that.
And you can sell back to the grid too, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Through something called net metering. So it's just basically in simple terms is the way solar works is 70% of power gets generated during the summer, and then the rest of the year. So it's like you're expected to overproduce certain times, and that gets kind of like banked. Imagine if you remember like AT&T back in the day, rollover minute credits.
Rollover minutes.
See, you do well in sales when you can make people visualize. It's all about analogies, because you talk to like on average like 60, 65-year-old people. They don't understand the fancy terms. You just keep it simple. It's like, hey, you get excess, and then when you need to, whether it's later that day, next month, or wintertime, that excess comes back to you as a form of a credit, so you get to use it.
That's nice.
There's Kool-Aid. All right.
Good to see you.
What up?
What up, gents?
Did you just wake up from the conference hangover?
What's up, Kool-Aid?
Yeah, fucking so many nonsense Excel stuff. Fucking
That was a good social time.
I did see that DC got Jesus, and he actually has a better background. Quickly,
I like his glove.
But real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to Benny. That was a great story. I was listening in the background about the poker thing, and again, understanding real value of real asymmetrical risk reward. And what he said that that stuck up to me is like it doesn't matter how good you are, you will eventually lose money. So it's like imagine what is the most frustrating, right? Not making money and then losing what you had, or making a bunch and then lose it all. To me, that blows my mind. It's the same way when Gary talks about really understand, some of the tax ramifications, things like that. Like how frustrated would that be? You did all the effort, everything, your heart and soul, you were in the community, boom, boom, boom. And then years down the road, IRS shows up and say, hey, give me half, just because you didn't do it the right way. I mean, to me, that's why everything.
Well, Kareem, that's really the difference. It's like between, and especially to Gary, there's a difference between game theory and playing like video games, and game theory as in gambling. Gambling is just a math, house always wins. And so like it just recycles back into house always wins.
It's different.
Gaming is different. It has different mechanics, but they're all based on the math of the house as a source, right? So like if you play a video game, you're enticed and this is what I talked about in my game theory panel, you're enticed to have your character as a wallet. And looking at that character as a wallet, how do you evolve that character as a wallet? You can use the carrot, you can use the stick. But regardless of the fact, you will learn a very big lesson one way or the other. You emergency unstake, too early, big stick. You wait and do exactly what you say you're going to do. Good carrot. So very, very different, but like gambling, poker, chess, all
Not
that.
gambling.
You're right. But I mean, gambling theoretically is the blend of chess with money, whereas gaming is a social aspect that allows you to enjoy the mechanics of chess without having the risk. And that's where most people that don't understand game theory kind of like have a hiccup there with the term gaming. That's kind of like lending, right? You know, I was part of the whole the lending platform Ponzi era, and it got me in.
If I can jump in real quick, it's not my thing. I'm not a gambler. I've never gotten any thrill from gambling. It's never done anything for me, gambling. I understand why people enjoy it, but for me, it's not gambling. It's not something that is me. For me, it's like I've always enjoyed games of mental combat.
Chess. It's chess.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Where like you battle with people and it's like, all right, I'm representing something to you. So like I'm making this big bet and I'm saying, look, I've got a flush and there's 3 hearts on the board. And I'm telling you with my big bet that it's very likely I have a flush. But it's up to you to figure out whether or not I have the flush or if I'm just playing, like if I'm just, playing with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it gets really deep.
No, of course. And the same thing with like chess. I'm not a chess player, but like to force your character, your opponent to castle first or castle in a different direction is the same thing as betting your flush on like a river or what. Again, I also played poker, but like it's still the chess aspect of gaming, which is super valuable. That's what our economy uses against us. That I forget what the video was, maybe one of Gary's. So we're not taught economics in school because the people that make money want us to get a job, not to learn economics, not to learn finance, not to learn how to make money. Making money isn't the point. Be doing your part, being the pawn is your point. And so, like, once you evolve besides a pawn into a rook, a knight, a castle, a queen, a king, you learn your place in the game and hence you can set your stage. So that is the inherent core of game theory. And what's beautiful about Hex is because the immutable contract does it for you. You don't have to worry about shit.
Absolutely. And I think to your point both, I think it reminds me why I got so passionate about personal development, when I came here, because on one hand, you get all those people that literally prey on you, be like, hey, kind of like, hey, you too stupid, don't worry about it. Just give me your money, let me invest, don't worry about it, right? Or like, don't learn about taxes and things like that. Instead of going out of your way to really start to understand, even if it takes you time, but because once you get it, you're not going to be played. It's the same thing with sales. What do most people hear about sales? Oh, it's dangerous. It's too complicated. It's only sleazy people. This and that. When it's like, no, it's the art of communication with another human being. And when you made that reference with the chess, the mental combat, that's what sales is. It's a mental combat. You're starting the conversation. How am I going to present this information to the customer in a way that he understands the value, and I can get paid? And I cannot like say the wrong thing or present in such a way that they're just gonna mentally shut down. You know what I mean? Like one of my books that I really love that trains about that is Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff. It's a really powerful book that really make you understand the psychology of sales. Those are the things that really like not only should attract people, but that's a life skill. When we're talking about like teaching somebody how to fish versus feeding the fish, things like that.
100%.
It's a life skill. It's like learning about logic. It's like not giving up, having that mental toughness. Like I remember, back in the day, and even Town Day, if I play video games, I've always been a big RPG game. Like, Final Fantasy was my go-to because it's like I didn't want to easy out. Like I need to level up. I need to go and figure out the right move. And those are the things that stick with me. But I think it's also important to have that middle ground where those are great mental games, but I pay $70 for the video game and I'm having a blast, and that's that. I'm not like, hey, let me bet, and then lose my money. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but that's the art of war of it, right? You know what I mean? And the art of war is the company, the manufacturer, the entity that makes that has a interest in making a financial plus A, to pay their employees, P, to pay their backing. But essentially, that's the whole difference, right? Once microtransaction is what saved ZeniMax for Elder Scrolls Online. But many games have been saved due to the microtransaction. I just bought some for goddamn Valhalla.
Yeah,
and it was fine. You know why? I paid for fellow developers to get an extra ping, and I make too much. I spend too much time making games that I don't have time to play games. So sure, I'll give it 20 extra bucks on top of what I paid for the game to have this little blip, right? But it's the same thing as like having one of us come on and help you with your wallet, figure out your seed keys. I onboarded a No Corner the other day. It took me a goddamn hour and a half. And my time is worth a lot more value, but that guy came referred to me due to a family friend that's like, you need to talk to me and I'll take care of you. And I did. And so that hour and a half is mute because that's the game we play to play with equal players in chess, not the monopolized value of chess, which is poker. I mean, poker's vastly different. Poker and blackjack are vastly different when you compare to like Russian roulette. Yes, game theory, air quote, gambling comes into it, but like you can't snuff out your opponent in roulette. You can in blackjack or poker.
Well, so, for me, it's just what is the right decision. That's it. Like, sure. With this information, so I'm given this set of information. What is the right decision given this particular boom set of information? So he did this on the flop, did this on the turn, did this on the river. What is he representing? What is the board showing? What is he telling me that he has? And more importantly, do I believe him or not? Do I believe him? Does he have a history of lying or bluffing? Does he have a history? So that's where it gets really deep, and that's what fascinates me. It's not gambling for me. I just like that. I like that part.
No, I get it. Sure, but it's just like blackjack. When the house is on 16 and you're like, do I hit or do I pat? No, I get it. All I'm just saying is that you better because you have that mental fortitude of knowing the difference. Some people don't. And then they go down the rabbit hole and they're like, oh, I'm going to make my money back. And then next thing you know,
well, it gets emotional.
But that's why we have Silver the Antidote, right? We have the same people that analyze those exact same decisions to analyze the players who are staking, who are playing, who are buying, who are trading.
Yeah, he's doing the same thing.
It's literally card counting. That's exactly what it is. Silver is basically playing the card counting game. And again, if y'all don't damn know, get on Silver the Antidote's Patreon and talk to him because you can learn how to card count. And if you want to do it, front run the system. But why would you do that? Just stake. But if that's your game, use the tools that are available to you. In Robinhood, he says, like, why a spoon, cousin? Because it'll hurt more. Right? Use the right tool necessary to get the right value of what you want out of that tool. And that is worth worlds as the world builder. So
and always hit on 16. Always.
I want to give an observation here. This is you guys in the audience, you're not going to find content like this anywhere else on YouTube. You are not going to find
that's an understatement.
Listen to the professionals in their industry that are talking here. Kool-Aid obviously is an expert inside of game theory, inside of design, inside of art field that he's in. It feels like one of those pitches for one of those master classes. If he had a master class, you would want that niche. You'd want someone to teach that niche. Same thing with Kareem. Kareem is obviously very professional sales, knows technology, high technology, but he can relate it to the lay person. So that's what you're trying to do in sales often is you are relatable. You are relatable. I understand this bit of technology. I work with these people. I work with this thing. This is what it's done in the past. It could do it for you. This is how it works. So it's the relatability side of things that actually the familiarity that makes it family. It's like a family guy that's helping you out. Same sort of thing with Benny. Benny's paid attention for a long time with the gambling side, but not really gambling. It's more about this is competition. This is mental prowess. This is like Kool-Aid was saying about the chess game. So you're not going to find people that are from diverse different environments coming together on a Friday night, having a beer, other than on this channel. You know, this is amazing. This is amazing. And this is why, even though it's Hex and we love Hex and how the game theory of the token works, or the crypto works, the real game theory is this community. This community will 10x. And if the community 10x's in size and scale and quality, it's already very, very amazing. But as more and more participants can come in that are specialized from different niches, you're not going to find this in any other kind of asset class conversation, social media platform outlet. This is amazing. I'm really impressed.
And doubling up on that, Gary, is that like all of us are staked, especially Kareem, you know, with your 10 to 15 year stakes. You're here for the next 10 years, my man. And so like what we're building now expands. So what we're doing is we're setting the foundation. It's like what I talked with the Cap a few times in DC and Motley and all the rest of that. What we're building is grassroots foundation for what will be knowledge, accessibility, and exposure in the future. If we have good quality content, good quality streams, good quality webcams, good quality information, we won. Like who uses a fax machine? The people that said that, you know, AOL and Prodigy were the future and everyone laughed at them. They said, I have a fax machine. Why do I need an email? Now they have a smartphone that has everything on it. We as a Hex community will continue to evolve. Why? Because we're here for the next 10 years, 15 years, 25 years, circulating them out. RG7, whatever the hell time it, you know what I mean? Like all of us, like,
there ain't gonna be that many RGs.
Yeah, I know. Well, your RGs and RGs.
Done with the RGs,
right? So like, I'm the third. So like, shit cascades. So that's the whole thing. Is we have the time frame, and that's the patient poker play, right? Is not to give up your information, not to show your intention till the exact last minute. And since you are a longevity person, you don't exhaust your stack early. You keep your powder there. You keep your time there. You keep investing in that future. That's monumental. And because, again, like for you, Kareem, with your dream account, you're here, I know, for at least the next 10 years. 10 years, day one, Kareem's gone. He's like, I'm out. I got my dream account. Like, you're never going to see me again. I'm going to be the Himalayan mountains with my island I built on top of the Himalayan mountains.
That's what I joke. I can relate to RG. RG, I cut that comment when you said your daily payout is like more than the DCA one of the month. I was like, there it is. There it is. Remember, I'll be the face. Don't worry. But I know you. It's so good.
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean maybe my DCA is very, very low.
He doxed himself a couple times.
Me, I think that's what makes it so powerful.
It's a meager $5,000 a month. That's it. I mean, no big deal.
I want to make a comment real quick to the
dollar
new people. I want to make a comment to the new people that see this in the audience and they see that it got recorded on this day. I get flack. I hear flack in the communities about, the OGs, the people that first were in Bitcoin, the people that were first in Ethereum 6 years ago, first people that were in Hex. I didn't really participate, but those people now they're OG and of course they're stud or something like that. None of the people in this room knew what the fuck they were doing a year ago. None of them. Maybe Kareem because he was thinking about 15-year point out and dream accounts. But I'll speak truthfully. I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe I'll go a year, 2 years, maybe that 15-year plan. I'll throw like pennies
like a dartboard
far out because of fucking crypto. Nobody in this fucking room. Now we've reassessed, right? Before the big payday, maybe people reassessed. They did some game theory on their own. They said, hey, I'm willing to take a short-term sacrifice so that I can recoup that in the future. So there are certain things that worked out, but still, the person that just heard about Hex yesterday,
you're good.
That guy that just saw this stream the first time, you heard about it Thursday, someone said, look at this show. It's fucking weirdos or idiots or whatever you want to say about us. I don't know. It's amazing that you have this experience base to draw on. It's amazing. It is amazing because this has legs. This thing appears to have legs, both because of the construction of the code, the founder and the founder's resilience, honestly, and fortitude, for all those things that Richard's done for the community in general. But you have the benefit of understanding the results of staking ladders, the results of bear and bull markets. You know, Hex soared in the bear market. It was climbing in the bear market. Everything was going to shit. 2019 into 20, the world's coming to an end. All of the stuff that's going on in 2020. In 2021, things aren't so great in the governments and things like that, but Hex is doing quite well. I mean, really impressive. Yeah. And if you look at the code rewarding you and the community rewarding you, for what cost? What's your cost to watch this show? What is your cost, honestly?
Free.
Time?
And so, like, Gary, I want to like just walk on that a little bit. It was because of the DS stream and I saw community, then I saw the Staker app come online, and I'm like, oh shit, now we have like mobility in not dApps, but like onboarding platforms to show people exactly what's going on. And that grows your legs. That is huge.
Absolutely. And also to piggyback on what Gary said, again, for those of you who are new watching, just to that point, like, again, I wasn't technically here in the beginning, so I'm not even sure if I qualify as an OG, so to speak, because I show up after the big pump and I helped make the top in May. So, you know, again, you're welcome. But the point is that I did my research, and maybe, yes, because I understand math and logic to a certain extent, I did my short stage just to test the system, and literally after a month or two went by, when all the other ones were coming out, I was like, I was ready, because that's my mindset. I committed. I knew what I was setting up. I knew what I was doing about the 15 years, because if I really believe this is going to work, again, I'm the type of guy like, you know, walk the talk, right? You know, put up or shut up. So if you really believe this is it and everything has been said and broken down, and I know I'm going to be talking about it for the next many, many years, number one, I need to have skin in the game. Number two, I need to really understand how valuable the T-shares are, because once you do, that's why nothing else really, other coins doesn't really make any sense, because it's literally a waste of time almost. So you're building to your account, and you understand that doesn't matter when you start, you just need to start. And then your first stake should be your longest stake, because again, like Gary said, we always said that many times, the T-share rate constantly goes up. So you want to get that best rate as fast as you can, and catch up all the free content that many Hexicans already gave and popular, because they spend the time doing the research already. Now, it's not about you being by yourself, but more you confirming what you already heard, doing your due process, and then making your stakes and starting your journey and being part of the community. That's why I believe this thing's going to exponentially grow. Just like how I learned in sale, where it's like, I had to figure everything on my own. Guys, funny story, right? First time I go door to door, it's the funniest thing. You never been, you're young, you knock on the door, and you get so scared, right? Customer opens the door and your mind just go blank. You literally don't know what to do. My primitive instinct just like scream, just open your mouth, just say something. And I literally start talking about the front yard and the grass and there's stuff that I didn't even talk about anything what the product was about. And then 5-10 minutes went into it, and the guy was kind of nice. And then, by the way, my name is Kareem. I'm with so-and-so company. And that's it just goes to show the most. One of my friends' story, he knocked the door first time and then he ran away. He ran away from the door.
Yeah, but isn't that the story of a Hoover vacuum salesman, right? You can't just walk up to a door and not know how to engage someone correctly and then sell them an $800 vacuum, right? You have to it's
over before it starts.
Yeah, you have to get that engagement that you trust me and I trust you, and how it's your yard, and I love that sign, and everything's looking good, and then from there you can engage the sale.
Exactly. And the moral of that story is that years down the road, now when I manage and I train a lot of people, it's like literally I hold your hand. You're not on your own, because I remember nobody helped me. I had to figure it out. I literally come up with the line myself. So then when you're a new person, you're coming in, we'll hold your hands, we feed you the information, basically almost what to say. Sometimes we even go to the doors with you, and you get your first customer, until you feel comfortable. Then we take away the safety net, or whatever that's called. When you learn how to ride on a bicycle, the third wheels,
training wheels.
The training wheels. So this is it. Because remember, and especially kudos to the OGs, right? Because way back when nobody heard about Hex, you had to make that commitment. You had to be like, okay, I trust Richard. Yes, I'm doing my move, and yes, this money can go to zero. So it's just when you're new, you don't have to go through all that. And we're here, we're public, we have our face out. It's not some anonymous crap, like none of that nonsense. So you have a really nice cushion that you can build up upon, not rely on. You need to go and do your research, but you can build upon and know that, hey, those people are here for the long run too. I'm not the only one.
Not financial advice.
Exactly.
Not financial advice.
So like today, I helped my friend that I onboarded construct his staking ladder, and 3 things made me like really sell it well to him. Just being one, good, knowing that Hex very well, being able to sell it. Hex being an amazing product as it is, and then he's a very intelligent dude, so he caught on very quickly about how great Hex is, and he came in with about 60,000. So we set his ladder up today, and he'd already staked about like 1.5, 1.8 million. He did it he started his ladder at 2022. And then I filled in his ladder for the rest of the time. And then he came out with about 733 shares. If I got a hold of him beforehand, if I got him beforehand, he would have been a dolphin. We would have gotten probably right about 1,000 shares. But he went a little heavy on 2022 just because he wanted to realize some profit. But it was fun because it was like getting to relive all that excitement of building our ladders for the first time. Seeing he started from like a bottom squid to a top tier squid, almost into the dolphin bracket. Now he's just like, I want to go dolphin, and like he's trying to figure out. He's trying to figure it out, and it's just beautiful to watch it because it's literally like reliving all our times, except for us, for the people that came in the beginning. It took us a year to gain that knowledge. With him being able to sell it correctly and OGs that know their product well, he can learn everything in a matter of a day or two, as long as he's smart and gets it and picks it up quick. And just watching that transformation and watch the pure like elation that comes over him as he figures it out and he watches himself progress through the ranks, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, and they feel like they're growing. I think that's the biggest excitement. And this is why I always say my suggestion is only the first stakes to be the longest, because just like in sales, you give them enough, you give them the carrot, and watch them take it away by themselves because the product is that good. You know, like a couple weeks back, my story, my friend, I put 100K, is literally, I helped him with the first 20K when we did the 555 stake, and I just live it to that. And then literally when he was like, wait, Kareem, where are you? And I told him, yes, Richard, this and that. And I probably agree like now.
I told him too. Like, hold up.
Awkward suggesting anything to anybody. And then I'm like, no, bro, listen, this is what I'm doing. This is what you see here. If you like what you see, that's
always work your way back.
By himself. And then he just, like, you know, average stakes like 10 years.
But that's the whole chess game theory, right? Once you understand that you can actually castle your character, and your whole game theory is to get it where you can pick your castle side before someone forces you to castle in a different direction. Again, I don't play chess. I just know that that's a de facto of that mythos. And once you understand that that's your game theory, you get it to there. You understand what a 5-stake tenure is for closer immediate gratification, but your 10-year stake is going to be so much more. And then your 15-year stake, even without the bonuses, is better because you own your queen longer than you would anything else. And that's your most valuable piece.
That's a good point.
You're smart not to play chess. There's no money in chess unless you're the best.
Unless you're Carl Magnuson.
You have to be the best.
What's interesting, getting an economics degree.
Yeah, sure. But
Magnus Carlsen is the only person making money at chess.
Well, the thing is that you don't make money in chess, but if you're really good at chess, you're probably really good at poker.
Yeah. It's more about that.
So those side benefits that Kool-Aid just said something about. Yeah. It's the side benefits. Exactly. So the side benefits, yes, you might be involved in Hex, you might have coin, you might stake coin. That might be the part of this thing. But there's something that speaks to, and again, I don't want to sound too horribly sexist, but there's something that speaks to the competitiveness of men. It speaks to the masculinity of men, the prowess, and all these other sorts of things.
Yeah.
Because you actually, when you're in the hunt, you are more focused. When you're trying to catch the animal, when you're trying to find the girlfriend, when you're trying to secure the job or whatever, you are more focused. And honestly, you're better than you are in other situations because you're in that moment. So when it comes to learning, engaging, taking up a new skill, I am not a fucking coder. But today I was trying to learn Python. I was like, all right, I got to learn
Gary. Oh, God, Gary. Wow.
Look, we use Python.
But what I'm getting at is you focus and you find better well-being. Yeah, you might be frustrated because you don't know something. But as you go through that learning curve and you actually accrue a new skill set, you feel better. I feel better. Like I don't need to be an
Gary,
expert,
can I
but
walk
need
on
to
you
know
really
something.
quick, just on game theory, on not sexism at all, but pairing the different blends? A male in your hunter-gatherer ideal would emergency unstake. A female will stake longer. Because that's why they actually gain male, like the
But I
mating.
see it as I'm going to get the flint axe, or I discovered the bow and arrow, and now I'm going to have a competitive advantage over other hunters.
And so those people find their mates. Like we're talking classic antiquity, right? I'm talking like Roman era, like forward. Those people would attract their mates to have their stake longer because their mates would emergency unstake and fight and do all the rest of that. But they're the ones that stake longer. So interesting analysis.
Well, with my scenario, the way I think of it is like Rambo. I don't have to be the most masculine, brutal guy, but I'm going to learn a skill set. I'm going to add that to the quiver. So, yeah, sure. I mean, again, you are the weapon. You are the person that's the hunter. It doesn't matter what tool you're using. You're the hunter. So when you refine your mind, when you understand the workings of the world, when you understand others and you can relate to others, I think that that's incredibly powerful.
I have a perfect 100% super agree. Super agree. Piggyback what Gary said, I have a perfect example that I use for myself. The competitive, once you understand how valuable Hex is, you know, the one like I said when I was on Maddie's stream, I'm like, dude, I'm winning well in training. That's what I told myself. That's what I sold myself, visualization. Like my income grew 20% just like literally over the last couple of months because now I'm thinking in Hex. I'm thinking, okay, I made all this money. Yeah, who cares? I'm having fun. Now I got a new reason. Like, okay, I don't need it. I need to get more because every extra deal, okay, how many Hex is that? Like, I'm already doing the math before I even get the thing. So it pushes me to go and grab more. And that's one of the secret why I stayed for this long. Because my mentor used to say, hey, listen, stay broke, not poor. Okay? I've seen it so many times in sales. People come in, they do very well, they make 20 grand in a month, and then they fucking disappear 6 weeks. We don't see them. They go to party, this and that, and then they end up on the wayside, they lose the skill. But those who like, they understand that, listen, I got to keep grinding. Money comes in, money disappears. I don't see it. It's like it doesn't exist. So you stay in that hunger. I think that's what Gary's talking about, that competitiveness. Now I want to get more, not because I need to, but because I want to be that fucking winning well. I don't care how long it's going to take me. I'm going to stay longer. That's why I look, my favorite chart to look is always expiring stake. I look, look at how many got out. Yeah. Gary's talking about how the t-shirt went up. I'm like, yeah, get out of there. Yeah, I'm there.
And that's it.
Rock on, Kareem. I love your motivation. You're awesome. Love it.
That's what it is, man. That's the competition.
You get me moving. I love it.
Amen.
Good stuff.
I could throw a crazy goal. Want to hear a crazy goal?
Let's hear it.
My goal right now is just to be conservative, right? Within the next 3 to 5 years, I want to get paid daily payout 10 grand per day. That would be so fucking stupid. You know why? Because I'm going to go to the best fucking trader in crypto. I'll be like, yeah, how much money you made today? Oh, yeah, you had a trade that was like, okay, you made 50 grand, 80. Because I see them, right? The long Bitcoin, this, that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, how long is that trade open? Oh, a couple of months? Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, that's a week of pay for me. So, wait, remember that quote? Bill Gates dropped $100 and then, an hour later he makes more in interest? Like, that motivates the shit out of me.
It would waste
At that
time.
point, I don't even care what the price is. It doesn't matter. I'm like, bro, I make 10K a day, bro. It's all good.
So, people should notice what's under Kareem's plan here.
Yeah.
For those newbies here think, oh, well, if I wasn't an original OG, like there's no point in buying now. Well, look at Kareem with the dream stakes, and he's still buying more now. Look at Motley Investor, onboarded somebody new today. Now he has an impressive ladder. And actually, Kareem was just saying how he didn't even get in until like May or whenever it was.
Yeah, April, May.
But he's also had the knowledge base and maybe the trust in his own fortitude and discipline, honestly, because he says 15 years out and let's work our way back. And I think that's amazing testament. There's other things like you take at face value when you enter the working phase force. Maybe you're 18 years old. You don't give a shit. You don't even know what Social Security means, but you know it's coming out of your paycheck. You don't know what FICA or whatever the taxes that the state's going to pull out for your healthcare or your Medicare, but it's coming out, right? You're paying it regardless of if you know what it's for or not. A 15-year stake, the longest that the code will allow. Kareem has highlighted that a lot of people that enter the workforce, they can go 3 full cycles and Social Security is going to maybe pay out at 67. It'll extend as we get older and older. So the wealth of knowledge that you have from other people that are even only 4 or 5 months into understanding Hex and association with others inside of this community, you are miles ahead of OGs. You have opportunity, and that's all that Hex ever promises to you, if it's a promise at all, is opportunity for a fair playing field. Yep. Even Richard spent an extra year or whatever in the development of this, saying, hey, because that guy got a sandwich before the sandwich shop was going to be closed, and he got there right before you, and the guy's only going to make 2 more sandwiches before he closes, he shouldn't have the right to double up and triple up on you, the last guy in line. So he made a lot of effort, mathematics and consulting of people to make sure that it was absolutely true that longer pays better, right? So you have game theory on your side, you have knowledge on your side, you have community on your side, and you have to basically compare against other things in the same asset class and say, what is that community doing for me? How am I better because of that association? What knowledge am I learning or accruing, putting in my quiver? What are you doing other than a pitch? I mean, you can get hype in just about any product. And this isn't hype to me. This is knowledge. I feel empowered because I learn something every time I associate here. It's really awesome.
Well, that's the whole thing, Gary. Like, with DS and with your channel and all the rest of that, knowledge is the most free thing that you can learn, but it's actually the most expensive thing that you can appreciate, because if you don't actually apply it, you don't do the thing. You don't even just buy the stupid goddamn coin cheap or expensive and just do it. You won't learn. And if you don't learn, you can't evolve. And having that knowledge delved out to you on a platter on DS or Fundington's channel, you're not really taking advantage of the feast. That's
I like how you break it down. It's perfect.
And I try. I do that whole game theory nonsense bullshit hell for a living. But it is knowledge. I learned School of Hard Knocks. I know a lot of us rode the goddamn thing all the way down last round. But I tell you what, I know more knowledge on what not to do than all the other people that are gonna,
I thought you just had to show up. I thought showing up was the goal.
90% about being successful is about showing up. That meant you actually did something to show up. But
it doesn't mean you can just sleep when you show up.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to go to that one, I'm brain farting on the actual motivational speaker. But when you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. So that is there you go.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I don't think it's over arms, but yes, but it's a really interesting speech on how it's not just about showing up, but when you find your level of suffocation versus influence, and what do you want, and how much you want to push your head above water, the more that you tread water, the more water you can tread. And if you take that tread and you move forward, it's the exact same thing that Gary's talking about, is build a business in this ecosystem. Same thing with Kinetics is doing about building real estate on this type of ecosystem. Same thing that the Cap is talking about is getting on stream and showing yourself doing this ecosystem. Same thing that David is talking about, paying off your student loans and then go get some more Hex so you can live this ecosystem. Same thing that Benny just got in and is now living this ecosystem.
It's awesome.
Show up front.
Yeah, Kool-Aid, man. When he was doing on that 4-day stream or whatever, I thought his hosting was really great on his 4 people or 6 people, whoever he was hosting. Really, we've got talent that's just developing even better every time. Every time I'm here, it's awesome. Really good.
Amen. And I think Hex Monkey was touching on something similar to that earlier. Felt bad.
100%.
Wanted to give him back the floor.
I'd like to hear more from Hex Monkey, because I know all about. I'm an outbound telemarketer by trade, so I can. Me and Kareem can literally talk for 7 hours straight without even blinking.
We get excited.
Yes, sir. Be excited.
But shout out to him. Shout out to Kinetics. Kinetics spent time earlier today. Spending time rewatching my video and then giving me good feedback. So that, again, I appreciate. You see, guys, anybody watching, again, that's new, this is the kind of awesome community that we have. People are rooting out for one another and wanting to see everybody succeed and the community succeed. And again, because the product is that good, because indirectly it benefits everybody. So.
And so, like, I'd like to hear more from like Hex Monkey and Benny because,
Thanks, appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, like, just tell more about your story, right? David's story is like the super well known of I freed myself from financial shackles. So, like, tell us more, Hex Monkey, about who you are and why this journey has meant so much to you, right?
He's about to meme you now is what's happening. He's figuring
I can
out
give a turbo version. I gave a longer version in like one of the 24-hour ones, but let's see. The highlights were I was all alone discovering Hex. Like I wasn't in the other bull and bust cycle like a lot of you guys were. So I did my own research, had to trust my gut, had literally no one to talk about Hex with. Just said, is this for real? Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. And I started putting an unreasonable amount of my paycheck from my daily job, my day job.
I wish I'd done that.
Like,
I wish I had done
that. Like no one should do what I did. Day one FOMO and through, most of the year.
Hey, Benny, I'm going to bring somebody in, all right? I'm going to pull you and bring somebody in.
It was good to meet you, Benny. Thanks for coming on, Benny.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the new face.
Great to see everybody. Thank you.
Good to see you, bro.
But yeah, you were just talking about Python, Kool-Aid. I'm a software engineer, so I use Python almost every day.
It's definitely it's the most middleware system that you can have in between, because I work, again, game industry stuff. So if you want something just to work, Python, then not even in the software side.
I was trying to do queries on the internet. I mean, stuff, just like research. It's like, oh, this Python tool. And I just learned about, like part of it today. But yeah, it's really powerful. Amazing.
It really is. It's funny. I remember using that back in high school and college, mainly for physics. Believe it or not, we use VPython and to just draw subscription functions. So, but yeah, you see that everywhere now.
But that guy Benny was interesting because he talked about how he did his own research. He didn't just go into the chat room and say, "Hey guys, give me Hex in a nutshell." You ever see those guys who come in?
Yeah.
Like, just give me it real quick. What should I do?
Yeah.
Well, you should
advise me on everything.
Like what Benny did. He spelled it out in great detail. Loved it. It was like, I watched 96 hours of videos. That's what I did.
And that's the hard thing is it took me about that to understand T-shirts. And then once I got that, I went to like all my other friends and I'm like, T-shares. You don't even let me help you. But you have to get through the price discovery, the liquidity, the coin market cap, the new market cap, all the rest of that. And then like once you get it, it's again, like as a decorated film storyteller, I can tell a Scorsese from a Fritz Lang, from a Spielberg, for anything. Why? Because I put the time in to watch the videos. Once you watch and that's what I was talking about inherently that we offer for free, and why DS is key is it gives you free knowledge. And the best part is everything off of DS, from Hexo's show to Maddie and Joe Assadic's show, is everything's a spearhead of the same bubble of knowledge and experience. And the more that you get, you get different personalities. That's great. I'll come in and I'll talk some game theory, but there's so many more. Kareem will sit and talk some math. The Cap will talk about being a pirate and how much of a badass it is and all the rest of that goddamn things. And that's what you love. That's what you tune in for. That's what you, especially in COVID world, have a human connection in this odd time of life. The best thing about 2020 is Hex. Now there's a lot of
Amen.
I agree with that. 100%.
RG just wants to be a pirate because, this is the closest he'll be to being a sailor. He'd love to be a sailor.
Hey, we just dream at count 15 minutes from now.
What do you think about that? You're a Navy, right?
When Navy boys try and pull that crap. It's amusing. Haha.
Pulls out another box of crayons and takes a snack.
Ahoy.
Oh, boy.
Thanks for the ride.
10 years from now, we're gonna all be on a boat somewhere. I'm telling you, I'm putting into the universe. It's either gonna be RG Pirates boat or we're gonna be on the Golden Yacht. Listen, that would be so good, so gangster. I'll literally throw money towards that. We all got together like, yo, hey, we're building this Golden Yacht. It's about $150 million. Yeah, like I'm already committed. Yeah, I'll put like 15, 20 mil, and then we add the rest. If we can figure out a way without the sale of the crypto, we can just transfer the money or whatever. That would be so cool. And then we do an annual gala party. Everybody comes, all the Hexicans.
As we should.
We do a raffle, because the boat probably filled like 600 people, maybe max. So we'll just raffle halfway through the year. Who gets to win the tickets to go on the Golden Yacht Party? Hexican. That would be just so exclusive.
I guarantee you the Caps boat party will be fucking epic. Absolutely epic. All right, gents, I'm going to top out because some other people are going to get on. Always love and light and respect, guys. Be good.
Love you, brother.
Thanks. What we're going to do is we have to have a green room chat this evening with the Discourse Syndicate crew here. So we're going to cut the stream a little bit short tonight. We was going to cut it at 2 hours, but we went in a little extra 20 minutes here. So anybody got any last words before you walk the plank?
Nah, good to see you as always.
Until you make it.
There might be, just going to throw this out there, there might be an opportunity for some of you guys in the audience to see some of the green room action later on down the road.
Yep.
We'll release some details in the future.
Selective.
All right, guys.
Couch style.
Thanks for coming. I
don't know about that.
Peace out.
We appreciate you.
Hey, everyone.
It's good seeing you guys.
Hang out.
Take care.
Have a good week.
Have a good